having a blessed morning so far. It's really only going to get better from here. Before we start though, can everyone just drop into the chat where you're tuning in from, what city you are watching this information from? I want to see who we've got in the building. We've got Halifax, St Albans, London. Oh wow, a lot of UK in here. Northeast, Birmingham. Anywhere else? Oh my God, Bangkok. Oh, we're international today. Canada, Leeds. Amazing. Guys, if you see somebody in the same city as you, make sure you reach out, make sure you connect, make sure you make some new friends. That's what we're all about here. Also, before we get started, make sure you've got pen, paper, and some kind of beverage that's going to keep you going. And I need you to remove all of your distractions from your environment right now, because I need your full and focused attention. The information that's going to be given to you today will have some sort of impact, and it's content that's designed for, next level learning. So I need you all to be writing stuff down. You might learn something new, so it's always better to have it written down than to try and remember what you heard or what you saw today. But with that being said, I'm going to get started. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lukwa, and I've been a part of this incredible platform coming up to 2 years now. And I don't want to sound cliche, but it's absolutely changed my life. And I was fortunate enough to be introduced to this information by a very good friend of mine called Bradley Marchant, who you're going to be hearing from very, very shortly. But I just want to take you back 2 years ago. I was working in aviation as a long haul cabin crew member. And, I've always had a very strong vision of what my future would look like, the life I want to provide for my family, the life I want to give my parents. But, I loved the life I had at the time, the people I met, the cities that I got to see. But what I understood was that I wasn't able to achieve the life I want through one source of income, through having one paycheck, having one salary. Like, the goals I wanted seems so far away. So I really understood that something had to change. And when I was exposed to this information 2 years ago, it was the first time in my life that I was exposed to, a community of people who were earning 6, 7, 8 figures. And you're going to be hearing from some of these amazing people very, very shortly. And I want to start the afternoon, start the morning off with one of the amazing leaders that we've got in the community. He is someone who's a bit, I don't know how to put it in a good way, but he's ruthless, right? He is incredibly dedicated, hardworking, super inspiring. It's been an absolute honor and blessing to be able to watch him lead and inspire and impact so many people around him. So I just need you all to just show some love into the chat, because I'm about to bring on an absolute powerhouse, and that is the power of this platform. I'm about to bring up Mr. Ben Cockayne, who's going to be taking you through the information that I saw 2 years ago that completely shifted my mindset and shifted the way I saw how life works. So with that being said, Ben, I'm going to pass it over to you. The chat is going off for you right now. I love it. Let's go. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Look, I'm getting tingles down the back of my neck. I've not felt like this for a while since I last played rugby league, which has been a little while ago. So look, I just want to say you look absolutely fantastic, and you've done an amazing job opening up as always. So thank you for the introduction. Guys, you're going to get some unbelievable information today. You're going to get to hear in depth about the Academy. You're going to get to meet some fantastic people who are already experienced in the Academy and getting results through FRX, HFX, DCX. So you've just got so much that's going to be coming your way today. And, you're in a fantastic spot. So we appreciate your time first and foremost. And when Bradley gives me the host back, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to take you through some information that I got showed by Bradley back in May of last year. So just quickly before I dive into this information, I got started with the Academy in May last year, and my background is professional sport. I started my pro career in 2005, showing my age now. I know this community's got a lot of young, vibrant people in it. I'm almost 38, and I started my rugby career in 2005, and I played professionally until 2019. I like to think I would have still been going now if it weren't for an ACL reconstruction on my knee that kind of retired me off. So I started my coaching journey in the professional game last year with the Academy and scholarship level at professional sport, and I got put on furlough in March. So I reached out to Bradley, and Bradley showed me the information that you guys are going to get today. And I thought that this was just an unbelievable opportunity to pass over. Decided to get started, and almost 12 months on, I've finally got to a position where I just feel that life is going to be more comfortable. And like Luke talked about, you can't get everything you want in life without freedom. And freedom for me is freedom of choice. And that's having the ability to do things when you want to do them around your schedule without anybody else determining that. And truly, I believe the only way you can do that is by stepping outside of your comfort zone and finding something that is going to teach you a skill of how to multiply your money even while you're sleeping. And that's what this academy is going to do. So I'm going to get through the information. As we move through it, we're going to bring on some special guests who are going to take you through certain areas of the academy and give you some more detailed information on what you need to hear. So the academy is called I Am Mastery Academy. The company was founded around about 8 years ago, and the leadership in this company is something like I've never seen before. We won't talk too much about the incomes that people are making and all that stuff, because they're just mind-blowing. And to somebody coming to look at this for the first time, you probably wouldn't be able to wrap your head around it. But the academy covers 4 areas of education around financial literacy, I like to call it. So you've got the ability to come and learn on the platform and then go and implement what you learn into the marketplace. So that's the first thing that we need to get clear. This is an education platform that is going to teach you how to multiply your money in various different aspects, and then you can go on and implement that yourself. So with the academy, we have 4 areas: Forex, which is foreign exchange; digital currency, which is cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and all that good stuff; high frequency Forex, which the guys in our community are just absolutely blowing that thing up right now. And I think the great thing about HFX is that it's literally making money in minutes. So the thing with that, you can open up your laptop for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes a day and just dive in, take some money out of the market and then crack on with your day. So that is an amazing platform that I'm really passionate about. And then we also have the e-commerce platform, which is going to teach you how to take part in things like drop shipping and building online stores. We're not going to cover too much of that today because our community is predominantly focused on trading through FRX, DCX and HFX. So within the Forex market, you're going to learn from a very basic standpoint. And I'm relatively inexperienced when it comes to this. Although I've been involved for around about a year or just short of a year, we've got somebody who's way more experienced than me when it comes to trading FRX, trading Forex. And this guy's name is Cameron Lal. And I just want to give a brief introduction before he comes on and shows you some in-depth stuff. But Cameron is a guy that I've known probably now for, I would say I came across him about 6-7 months ago. And it's been the last couple of months, certainly this side of Christmas, where we've really got to know each other. And what he's doing in this space of trading and his story behind how he got to where he is right now is simply mind-blowing. So I'm not going to talk any more about that. I'm just going to bring Cam on, and Cam's going to tell you his journey so far, and he's going to show you some stuff regarding Forex and where he's at in life right now. So Cam, I'm looking forward to this as always, mate. I love the way you speak and the way you conduct yourself. So over to you, brother. Tell them how it is.
Cheers. Thank you for that, Ben. Firstly, if everybody could just give it back to Ben for just opening up the call, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, guys, I will dive straight into my piece then. So I'll tell you a little bit about me. So I've actually been involved now with I Am Mastery Academy for coming up to nearly 3 years. So I actually joined back in May 2018. And the reason why I joined is because I was just like the average person. You know, I wanted more from life. And I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired in the same position, doing the same bullshit every single day. Now, what I was doing 2 minimum wage jobs. So if you're in the same position, I completely feel you, because I had to, I was working one job in an office, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But what I was taking home at the end of each month, it still wasn't enough to scrape away the bills. So I needed something else on top of that, which led me to getting a job in security. So I was doing 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Then my security job was from 5:30 p.m. straight to 11 p.m. at night. And then I'd be getting home anywhere from around midnight. Be doing that back to back 7 days a week. And I thought, you know what has life come to? And that was the biggest killer for me, was the fact having the lack of time. So I stumbled across this opportunity through a mutual friend on Instagram, funny enough. I just seen him doing trading, making some healthy money. I thought, you know what, how do I get myself involved with this? Because it was something that was killing me. Like, I didn't want to be stuck in a system my whole life. I didn't want to keep doing the same thing day in, day out. So I needed a way out, and this was the vehicle for me. So I got in contact, and all it took for me, so what Ben's going through today is an overview. For me, I just took a phone call and I was straight on board with it. It was a no-brainer. I thought, this is what I need. This is my way out. And, you know, fast forward 3 years later, I'm happy and grateful. I no longer have to work those 2 jobs. You know, I've been able to clear some substantial figures, you know, in the markets. And that's just coming from having, you know, a crazy, you know, drive, a crazy desire, a crazy vision, a crazy work ethic, and just seeing the bigger picture to life. Because you got to ask yourself, do you really want to live your one life doing the same bullshit as every single person, right? You got one life. Why don't you live it on your own terms? Do the things you want to do, right? You shouldn't be that individual that lives your one life working the next 40, 50 years for someone else building their dream. You know, you got your dream, you got your goals. So why don't you take it into your own hands and make that come a reality, right? And that's what I saw. I saw the bigger picture, and I wanted to be like, you know what? Let me take advantage of these skill sets and use it to my advantage, because now not only do I have my time freedom, but I've also got the financial freedom. You know, my family are taken care of, and that's the most important thing. The reason why. Okay, so why are you looking to get into trading? What is your purpose? Because yes, the money you can make is fantastic, it's amazing, but you need that purpose behind you that's going to fuel you every single day. That's going to keep you committed. That's going to keep you dedicated. Because I tell you what, there's a difference between motivation and dedication. You know, motivation is just a feeling, it's temporary, but what do you do when that feeling fades, right? So you have to have that go all in mentality, right? Compare yourself to no one else. Understand it's your journey, it's your chapter. So your chapter 2 isn't someone's chapter 22, right? You focus on you focus on your own lane, right? It doesn't matter what this person's making, doesn't matter what this person's doing. This is where you start, and you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to become great. Remember, if you do the things that others don't, you'll live how others won't. It's as simple as that. And with trading, people think it takes a lot of money to make a lot of money. It don't, because you're going to come into this and you're going to start understanding the power of risk to reward. You're going to start understanding the power of compounding. You're going to start understanding it takes a little of a lot to create a lot. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go through some charts with you and actually just show you a very simple strategy that's very effective. And this is one strategy that I've been using for coming up to nearly 3 years, right? And it's absolutely worked wonders for me. You can come into this from day one, learn it within the first couple of weeks, maybe even a lot shorter, and start implementing it right away. Okay, because remember, right now every single person should be taking notes, right? But what you do with that notes is what counts after, because note takers aren't money makers. Note takers and implement makers are the money makers, right? So if you want to have different, you got to start doing different, because remember, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So if this is everything starts with an immediate decision. So either you decide to go back and do the same bullshit you've been doing for the past 20, 30 years, or you finally have that moment where it's like, you know what, enough's enough. Today is where I make a change, and I'm actually going to invest into myself. I'm going to stop splashing money on useless crap. I'm going to start making the investment in myself so I can become a better version of the person I was yesterday, right? And then you're going to thank yourself 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, all because of the decision you've made today, right? Remember, good things don't happen to, you know, to those that wait. It comes to those that take immediate action, right? So what I'm going to do is just share my screen, guys. I'm going to break this down. Very, very simple, very, very easy. Just give me a thumbs up, Brad and Ben. I can see you guys if you can see my screen. Perfect. Right, so this application is called Tradingview. So it's access to every single person around the world. So every single person that, you know, trades the markets, this is the platform that we all use. Now, very, very simple. So I've already drawn this out for you guys just to make it, you know, easy and just to respect the time. Just to give you a brief background on how Tradingview works. So on the top here, you can see your different time frame. Now, understand with different time frames comes different market structure. And if we just zoom in, these candlesticks, this is basically volume of money. So no matter if the market is going up or if it's going down, we have the ability to capitalize off this and make money either way. Okay. Now, with this particular strategy, all we're looking for is we're identifying the trend in the market, and we're identifying structure where price is being respected, so we can look to capitalize off that movement. Okay. So you can see here, I've actually drawn a trend line from the high point and to previous lower highs as well. So all you're essentially doing when you're drawing a trend, you're going to come to this tool here. You can see you've got trend line. So you're going to click on that, And essentially, if you're looking for a downtrend, you're just literally looking for lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and you're essentially just connecting the line together, right? Vice versa, if it was an uptrend, then essentially you're looking for higher lows, higher lows. So essentially, whenever you see key highs or key lows in the market, if you can draw a connecting trend, that's going to show you've got a valid trend line, okay? And you can see here, what we like to look for is a third significant touch. So whenever you're doing trend trading, as soon as you get a third touch, that indicates you now have a valid trend line. But now it's what you do with it. So we don't just take a trade just because we have a trend line. We now also want to identify our structure, which we call support and resistance. So the way that you want to view this is, if we just take this little example here, your resistance, you want to just picture this as your ceiling, right? So just imagine price is coming to tap that ceiling, but it's failing to break through, right? It's tapping the area, it's dropping back down. It taps the area, it's dropping back down. So that's creating a resistance level where price is failing to break through. So it's exhausting at that zone, okay? And you also have support areas. So like here, so you can see this is on the opposite side, right? You can see how price broke the structure. It tested on the opposite side, and your support, this is known as the floor, okay? So it comes to bounce that structure, it respects it, and it bounces straight off. So this is support and resistance. Now, support, resistance, and trend lines, this is covered pretty much within your first few videos within the academy anyway, okay? Now, if we put 2 and 2 together, we can see we've drawn our trend line out. Now, what I like to do is, whenever this trend gets respected, I simply just put my horizontal line, which you'd find here, again within that section, right across the trend line, okay? And at where our respected candle is. The reason I do that, it kind of creates a little cheat code for me, so to speak, because if the trend's being respected at that zone, if I can just put my line across that area, and I'll just start looking back in the market to see, has it been respected previous times? This is going to indicate to me this is a nice strong reversal zone. So if we back test, and I'll show you what we mean, we just want to now look for at least 3 to 5 touches of support and resistance. So right here, you've got a clean example, right? That's one resistance. You've got all this signs of exhaustion, okay? You've got an area of support right there. You've got a nice clean resistance right here. And you scale all the way back out, you can see you've got another touch there, another touch there. So we've got at least 5 touches within that zone. So for me, that's telling me that we have a nice strong reversal opportunity. Now, the key thing with this, all we want to look for, trend to be respected and our structure to be respected. But then what we want to identify is a clean rejection from that zone. Now, this is how you can now start to capitalize on greater risk to reward, because you can see we analyze this on the hourly time frame, and this one whole candle, is one huge rejection. So we like to lower the time frames so we can see what's happened previously, because by default, what happens on a lower time frame will likely to occur on a higher time frame. So what I did, I went straight to the 15-minute time frame, which is what I like to do anyway. And within this region, we can see we've had the respect, rejection, rejections, rejections, and then we've had a nice clean 15-minute rejection. Now, why this stands out to me is because look at how thin these candles are, okay? And then we had this huge volume candle, which actually finished lower than all of this cycle right here, okay? Now, with that forming a clean rejection, that to me indicates a nice opportunity to now enter this market. So we use an app called MetaTrader 4, and this is the platform that Ben will cover, throughout the overview. And that's where we take our trade. So we analyze on here, we take the trade on MetaTrader 4. So I would have entered right here. Now, what this basically means, this red box is how much money we're willing to risk, and this green area is how much we're looking to gain. So the power of Forex is you have the ability to have money work for you. Because the way that I saw it, I don't want to be treating trading like another 9 to 5. If I have the ability to spend 3-4 hours a week doing this, set my trade, forget about it, but actively in the background, I now have money work for me, I'm more than happy with that, okay? So what I then do, this style of trading is called swing trading. So this is where you set your trade and you forget about it. You let it do its thing, right? Now, what I like to do, if I'm selling, I want to look for key structure where I can ride this trade down to, okay? So what I mean by that is you just want to see significant lows in the market, okay? Would it come and tap that level? as like an area of support or just a previous low that highlights to you. If that's the case, that could have been a take profit zone, okay? Meaning as soon as price hits that level, you would have been out of the trade, okay? So if we measure this for an example, we'd entered here, that's 78 pips. So pips essentially is points and percentages. So you're not trading for dollars, you're not trading for pounds, you trade for pips, and in return that will equivalent to how much you actually make on your return on investment as well, okay? But that would be a decent amount. However, the mentality you need when you're coming into trading is you want to start to focus on compound growth, right? Rather than the profit growth. Because as I said, it takes small money to make big money. But when you're investing small, understand your profits will also be small. So you need to be comfortable taking £5 profits, taking £10 profits, because if that's doing 5%, 10% in a week, you got to understand, you check your savings account the bank are giving you, they're only paying you 0.01% a fucking year. Bullshit, right? You have the ability to beat the banks just by doing this, okay? And then slowly but surely, the compound effect, the eighth wonder of the world, he who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it, right? So as soon as you start to understand that cycle, your money's just going to grow, 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 grow. And what that basically means, you can then also start to invest more and more and more, okay? So that way your profits will begin to increase down the line as well, okay? So if that makes sense to you guys, just put a number 3 in the chat. I do want to try and keep things as basic as possible. My chat box won't open, but I'm assuming you guys, that should make some sense. Perfect. Okay, I'll break down another trade. So for me, if I'm looking now at a live example, so for one that's potentially gearing up, right? Notice how I say potentially, because we have no control over the markets, okay? This is all driven by the banks, okay? And they throw billions worth of money, you know, into this market to actually drive this cycle. So we have zero control, but we can now see we've got a previous high, we have a previous high. So what does that mean? We're now waiting for a future third potential touch to occur off this trend line. So for me, just to eye up price action where I believe it could head to, okay, I've just put my horizontal line around this region that could be modified down the line. And then we're just simply looking at the structure. You got resistance, you have resistance, you've got an area of support, okay, you got a support there, you got a resistance and a resistance within that zone as well, and there too. So that to me is telling me that's a very strong reversal zone. So what does that mean? As soon as price then comes to this level again, simply we wait for that nice rejection to form. Again, it's never guaranteed, but if that happens, then we can look to sell that down. And where do we sell it down to? We identify a key low in the market, so potentially down to this region, okay? And then we can capitalize off that move. Now with trend trading, this is one thing to also keep in mind as well, is that you can be one step ahead of the market. So let's just say, for instance, price doesn't decide to drop from here and go towards this area. Let's just say the momentum continued going strong and actually broke through this trend, okay? Now, you wouldn't have entered that trade anyway, because it wouldn't have given you a solid rejection candle to have understood, okay? So if the momentum's carried through, it's now broken your trend. What we now wait for, okay, it's broken the resistance area, it's broken, and now we wait for a retest on the opposite side. So it's broken the resistance, and now it's tested as a new area of support because it's now sitting back on the floor. So what that basically means now is we just wait for a following rejection, and then we'd continue that momentum towards the upside to where we can maybe look for structure, which could be this level here, okay? So when you're trend trading, it's powerful because you're one step ahead of the market. So if it doesn't do this thing, then it's likely to do this thing, okay? So I hope you're following with that. Now I want to show you a very powerful trade that I took with one of my favorite pairs, gold, okay? Now again, just to break it down as well, when I do my trend trades, I do like to stick to the hourly time frame. Sometimes I will go to the 4-hour time frame. The reason why I stick to the higher time frames when I do my trend trading, it's just simply because I get more out of the market. It's providing me with more data, so I can gather an overall bias as what the market's telling me, okay? Now again, previous high, previous high, previous high with a bit of resistance area, clean rejection, okay? And one thing I did, so we took it down to 15 minute, Yeah. So it was after this one right here. So if you can just see, look at that. This is just a nice clean example of why we take it to a lower time frame. So it respected our resistance area while it respected our trend line. Nice clean rejection followed with a following rejection. And that's indicating that we're now likely to shift momentum and continue to the downside. Okay. Would have been in a bit of consolidation period, not a problem. But then eventually we got the move to the downside. Now, one thing you got to understand when it comes to trading Forex, you need patience. You need self-discipline, okay? Because like this trade, for instance, this took what? So you're looking at entered about here, 24th of Feb, you'd have exited 8th of March. So that trade would have taken about 2 weeks, okay? But the payout would have been freaking ridiculous. That's about 1,250 pips. Now you got to ask yourself, if you're comfortable working a 9 to 5 and you're only getting paid 30 days a month, well, once every 30 days, then you need to have the mentality to understand, okay, if I have no choice to wait 30 days for a paycheck, then surely I can wait 2 weeks for a trade to play out. Surely I can wait 3 weeks for a trade to play out. Because when this is all happening, guess what? You can go about your day. You can go do whatever else you need to do. You can go work on your self-development. You can go, do the things that you need to get done while you have money working for you. Okay. And you can see that's a 1 to 46. So with this trade playing out, that would be 46% growth onto your trading account. Compound effect. So money wise, might not be the greatest. However, in percentage terms, that would be some serious growth. Okay. And you can just see from one time frame to another time frame, we're just simply tackling previous market structure for it to be met, and boom. And those are utilized as take profit zones. So you can see when we trade, we like to risk little. So let's just say we lose a trade, it doesn't affect us, because let's just say this trade then plays out. We can technically now afford to lose 40 trades in a row and we'd still be in profit. Okay. There's so many people that will talk about you need to be 90%, 80%, 70% accurate. Not the case whatsoever. Okay. Now, how much time do I have left, guys? About 2 minutes, a couple minutes. All right, cool. I'll just go through a couple more examples with you, but I'm just showing you this is repetitive over and over again. So this is just a handful of pairs. On MetaTrader, you'll come across about 30 plus pairs. Now, a lot of people will tell you to focus on just a few pairs. For me personally, if you want to absolutely boss this game, I would focus on every single pair, because while the market is closed, this is giving you the ability to practice more. Because if you're just focusing on 2 pairs, you're not really getting much practice. But when you're going through every single pair, you're getting more and more practice, and you're understanding how different price action is behaving, how different trends are forming, how different support and resistance areas are acting, okay, and how prices are reacting from certain zones as well. Okay, so GBP USD, for an example, back down here, right? Firstly, we zoom all the way out. Okay, we can see this is just noise. There's nothing really clear that's forming here, but all we can see, boom, market's just been rallying. And those of you that don't trade, look at this massive drop that occurred. This was last year when they first announced coronavirus. So when a lot of people got hit with the pandemic, us as traders were able to take advantage of this. So while the economy was going down, we was able to sell off with this and make a substantial amount of money. Okay, so news also has effect on the market, and we as traders have the ability to capitalize off it. Okay, come back down to this hourly time frame, and you can just see, look how these lows form. Look how they stand out in comparison to the rest of this price action. Okay, 1 low, 2 low, 3rd significant low. Okay, and let's just say after this hourly rejection, you could have then entered, and where are we targeting? For a long term, we're targeting our first area of resistance, and that would be a 383 pip trade, while you're risking about 30 pips. You can see, had that trade played out, that would be 13% growth onto your trading account. Okay, so simplicity is key, guys. You can jump in, you can learn how to trade, you can learn how to utilize this strategy. Through one of my personal mentors, Leon Davis. He's 28 years old, multiple 7-figure earner. He actually left the UK to go live out in Australia, but he's been my mentor from day one. He teaches solely this strategy, which you'll have access to within our platform. He's live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 in the morning. But the good thing with that platform, if you're working, if you're busy and you can't plug in, don't worry, because everything is recorded so you can watch within your own time. Now, before I wrap this up, I just want to show you guys something. I don't mind doing this. Look. Free is in the game. Look when this was registered. September 2018. 1.3 mil. Live account. I ain't playing. If I can do it, you can do it. Not to mention withdrawals as well. Okay? So as transparent as it gets, this works. So that being said, guys, I appreciate you all. Ben, I'll pass it back to you, mate. But yeah, guys, just get yourself ripped in, and this can be yours as well.
Cam, that was awesome, man. I wish we were at like when I see sessions like that, I just wish we were at a live event so we could put some music on and, you know, have a bit of a jump around. But mate, guys, just if you got some value from that, if you're on your phone, put some fire emojis in the chat. If you're not on your phone, put some number 3s in the chat, just to show some respect and appreciation for that, because he makes it look so easy. He makes it look so easy. And when you think about Cam's journey, he used to work 2 jobs, you know, for minimum wage, which he openly admitted, had the discipline and the desire to come home on a night, spend 2 or 3 hours studying or whatever it was, getting by on minimal sleep, repeating that process. And so many people say, well, you know, I just don't think I've got the time. I think he's just crushed that. And then to show, I mean, I remember when Cam turned over his first 7 figures at the beginning of this year. I think it was around about the beginning of this year. He turned over 7 figures, and that was just a massive achievement in less than 3 years through dedication, hard work, discipline. And now, not only has he set himself free from a financial point of view, but I remember I was on a call with Cam recently, and he was talking about what he's been able to do for his parents, renovate the house, doing some work inside. So that kind of stuff is what kind of inspires and motivates me. And Cam, I just think that was an amazing delivery you've just given there, mate. So we really appreciate you, and thank you for the service you give to this community. Yes, we've got an amazing academy where all the education is available, but we've got sensational individuals like Cam who are willing to give their time and expertise to us as a community as well. So Cam, we appreciate you, mate, and that was fantastic. Let me just get back into this next part of the presentation. So obviously that's just one part of the platform. Guys, we've got 3 or 4, 5 opportunities where you can make money on this platform or learn the skill to go and implement and make money. So Forex is what Cam has just given you a masterclass on a fantastic style of trading, support lines, trend and support lines. No, go on, Ben. Trend lines, support and resistance, shows how good I am. That's where my knowledge is at, guys, and we're still doing okay with it. So that's the Forex part. And the next part we're going to talk to you about today as well is HFX. Now, this is where I'm at right now. This is where so many of the guys in the community that I'm building right now as well. HFX, high frequency Forex trading. This is also known as money in minutes. Money in minutes. And what we've got for you right now is another masterclass on this style of trading from a guy called Lewis Tinker. So Lewis Tinker, the man who I believe is running at around about a 90% strike rate on HFX. So 90%, if you support a football team, I know we've got a few Geordies on the call, so you would never have experienced this. But if you support a rugby team or a football team that's running at 9 out of 10 in terms of their success rate for games, you'd be absolutely pumped and buzzing with that. And this guy is running at around about a 90% strike rate through HFX. So Lewis Tinker, if you're there, mate, jump on, tell us a bit about yourself and fire into the details, pal.
Cool, man. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for that intro. That's probably the best intro I've ever had. So I like that. I can get used to that. Well, first of all, Cam just dropped some amazing value to that call. If you didn't take notes, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what you're getting out of this call if you're not taking notes right now. But like Ben said, this is money in minutes. This is called HFX, high frequency trading, otherwise known as binary options. And guys, this is a game changer. You know, like Ben said, this really, really is a game changer. And it's 93% for March. It's a strike rate. Just got to like throw that out there, correct you. No, I'm joking. But you know, this is an absolute game changer, right? I'm 24 years old. I've been in this company since just before Christmas. Prior to this, you know, trading was like the Matrix to me, right? It was an overwhelming thought. It was a daunting thought of learning to trade. And I'd never traded before. I didn't really think I'd catch on that quickly. And about a week into the company, I kind of stumbled across HFX with my mentor who kind of introduced it to me. And since then, it's just been an absolute game changer, because the thing with HFX is there's not really any excuses. You know, you'll hear a lot, those of you in the company already will know that people make excuses why they can't do Forex. I haven't got the time, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. They never have the time, right? The excuses always sound good to them why they can't learn a new skill set. But with HFX, it's kind of like, well, you can literally make money in a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. What's your excuse now? Everyone has a spare half an hour a day to make their daily percentage or whatever their targets are. So this really removes the excuses that people can make, and it's a lot simpler than regular Forex. I suppose it depends on who you are, but you know, for example, I've had guys come off the street, jump on this, and within a few weeks be self-sufficient. You know, a friend of mine, he's a PT, he's a boxer. This was not his nature. He you know, was overwhelmed by the idea of it, and now here he is about 6 weeks later, and he's completely self-sufficient with HFX trading. There's another person in our team. She's a mother of 3, and she watched one video on the in the IM Center from Matthew Thayer, 1 hour long. She watched 1 hour video, one video over the weekend. That Monday, she went 3-1 by herself in her first session, right? And then she, you know, she sends the videos of her on her iPad with 3 or 5 kids running around or eating their food, and she'll do her trades in the meantime. So again, like what's the excuse there? There isn't one. So I'm going to break down now very shortly how HFX works. I'll place a live trade as well. The markets are closed, but the brokers synthetically move it, which is a recipe for disaster. But we're just going to do a little £1 one just to show you guys how it works. But before I do, you know, Cam says something that I really wanted to touch on about people go to work, you know, for a whole month just to get paid at the end of the month. And the way I see it is this is a way to get paid every single day, no matter what. And if anyone on this call works full time, you know, we're at the end of March and you've essentially worked for free up until now, because after tax deductions, the first quarter of the year, you don't get paid for. You know, after your deductions, depending on how much you make, but the first 3 or 4 months of the year, you're essentially working for free. So, you know, it's quite a powerful thing to be able to pay, to be able to get paid every single day. And let me just share my screen and show you guys this. Right. Ben, can you see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Brilliant. This is Hourglass, right? This is the strategy we use called Cash Trap. Now, right now, to a lot of you that are brand new, this might be like looking at the Matrix. This might be completely mangling you. That's fine. I'm going to very, very simply break down what we look for. Now, there are 7 points, right? 7 indicators to take a trade. Now, if you can learn to count to 5 or to 7, then you can do this, because you watch a video on the IM Center, you watch 1 video or 2 videos or however many you want to watch, learn what these indicators look like, and then you just got to wait for them to line up and just count them. Okay, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Okay, 5 points, that's a great trade, let's take it. There's 6, there's 7, that's amazing, let's take it. I'm very, very patient and very, very disciplined with this. Hence why the team and I have had so much success with this, and our strike rate is 93% for the month. And, you know, we had about 8 people on our first ever call. And then we got to 150 people, because we are very patient. We are very disciplined. So we attract the markets, we attract the setups. We don't chase anything here. So what I'm going to do is just really quickly show you what I look at. So first thing I do is look at the news. Like Cam said, the news can really affect the currency pair. The one I usually use is a Forex Factory. Unfortunately, it's down at the moment because it's the weekend. But essentially what we'll look for, you'll see like a 8 a.m. the time, the currency pair, and then a folder. If that folder is red, you avoid that pair at that time. It's that simple. That's a nice sort of heads up. The second thing I look at is the currency strength. Now you do get this on Hourglass as well. Obviously at the moment there's nothing on, but it's just like a second confirmation. of what's kind of going on. So what you want to really find is one strong pair and one weak pair, right? So you kind of can clearly see here that Australian dollar is 6 times stronger than the Japanese yen. So AUD/JPY would be a really good pair to look for, just an example. But on Hourglass right now, again, this is GBP CAD, this is a random pair. But I'm going to show you what a 5-point trade looks like. So, and let me just show you as well before I get onto that. This will make more sense. This is Vied Forex. This is the platform we use to actually trade on. This is separate from the company. This is what I use, this is what a lot of guys use. Vied Forex takes minutes to set up. And here's what we're doing. So we're going to click Turbo, right? That's your option type. You can choose your time frame, right? We usually trade within 3 minutes, a 3-minute time period. That's it. Or do 1 minute. Fixed time on or off. That simply means if you do fixed time, you will get the fixed 1 minute. Fixed time off, you'll get, right now, if I've got in the trade there's 50 seconds left of the candle. So I'll get that much left, if that makes sense. And then again, you put in your amount, it could be whatever you want it to be. And your payout will be here. So for example, if I put in £1, I'm getting a 60% payout. So 60 pence profit. And all the pairs down the side here, and the payouts are on the right-hand side there. So we look for typically higher paying out currencies like 75, 85%. But just for the training purposes today, we'll just do a random £1 just to show you how it looks. Not looking to win the trade, just looking to show you how it works because we can't analyze right now. So let me show you a 5-point setup. So the first thing we're looking for is these 2 lines under here. Well, the first thing actually is the strength, right? So let's imagine that the pound is stronger than the CAD, right? So that's 1 point right there. Let's imagine for a second that the pound is stronger than the CAD, okay? So if the first currency is stronger, it's going to go up. If the second currency is stronger, it's going to come down. So let's imagine that the pound is stronger. That's 1 point. Now you can see down here is underneath these green dotted lines this is called the RSI, and it's crossing up, right? So a cross up is it's another point. That's 2 points. This is called the stochastic line. Again, it's underneath this green line crossing up. That's 2 cross ups. That's 3 points. Now imagine that you have an up arrow here. Usually they give you a new arrow, right? Like it'd be a green arrow pointing down for a call. Sorry, a green arrow pointing up for a call, meaning buy, or a red arrow pointing down for a put, which means sell. As you can see here, call means buy, put means sell. So 1, 2, 3 for the currency strength. Imagine that we had the up arrow there, which I imagine we did have. That'd be 4 points. And the 5th point would be that we are just above the line of resistance, right? The floor. Now, as you can see, if you zoom out, it kind of just bounces between, they're called Bollinger Bands, these green bands and these red bands. They're called Bollinger Bands. And they act as a floor and ceiling. And if you zoom in, you can see in even more detail, more red lines and green lines as well, that act as further support and resistance lines. But as you can see, it kind of bounces, right? Up, down, up, down. It hits this, bounces up, hits that, bounces down again. So back to this example. The pound's in our favor, got a cross up, It's above this line, it's about to bounce off it. That's a 4th point. And if we've got the up arrow, that would be a 5th point. So it's a 5-point trade. Let's say we entered the trade here. We took that trade. As you can see here, up, 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 up. We had 6 candles all up trending. So you would have cleared that, by miles within 3 minutes and made money. Whether it is £10, £100, £1,000, whatever you risked, which is usually only ever 1 to 3% of your account. But that's it. Cross up, cross up. It's above this line. The currency's in our favor. We've got the up arrow. That's 5 points. Came up, right? That's it. That's simple. There's 2 more points. You see here, this B for a buy. So you didn't get that here, but we did get it 2 candles later. That'd be a 6th confirmation, or an S for a sell, going the other way. And the 7th confirmation is if it's actually in or touching the Bollinger Bands, like up here, for example. This is a great example of a sell. So it's up here, it's crossing down, that's 2 points. Now let's imagine, for example, that now the CAD is in our favor, the CAD is stronger. So that's crossing down, the CAD's stronger, that's 3 points. It's in these red Bollinger Bands, right? It's on the resistance line, that's 4, that's 5 points. And if it gave us a down arrow, that'd be 6 points, right? And then it came down, 2 red candles. Didn't come down much, but it came down. And again, here, another example, right? Cross down, in the red Bollinger Bands, and it comes down loads, right? So you just learn what these indicators look like, and then you just count them up. You patiently wait for them to come to you, and you enter the trade. It's that simple. That's it. Right? Is that okay? Is everyone all right with making money in minutes? Let me just quickly show you an example trade. So again, right now we can't analyze the markets, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a 1 minute buy right here on AUD USD, simply because AUD is stronger. That's it. Remove the outcome, whatever happens now. It's just an example. Okay. So I put in a call there, right? And it's just violating me live. So I put in a call there. What that means is by the end of my 1 minute, I need price to be above this green line. That's it. It can be above it by 1 point, by 100 points. As long as it ends above my green line, I'll win the trade. And vice versa. If I put in a put, I'm not going to do it right now, but if I put in a put and it ends below my green line, my red line, sorry, then I'll win. It's that simple. Again, this was just a random trade. There was just a guess. I just chucked it in there. So if it ends above it, I win it. If I put in a put right now, okay, I have a red line show up just like this one, and it has to end below that line. But again, by 1 point or by 100 points, doesn't matter. A win is a win. And if it ends below your red line in the time you put in, then you win the trade. It really is that simple, right? There's no secret sauce. That's it, right? You watch a video, you learn what this means. You patiently wait for setups to come your way, and then you put it into practice on here. You then enter the trade at the point given. So for example, right here, be a beautiful position to sell this down. So you'd look here, for example, you'd get in there and sell it down. That's it. That's it. You can have 5 minutes a day and do this. You are literally making money in minutes. Now, you're probably thinking one or two things at this point, right? You're probably thinking one or two things. Number one might be, this is too good to be true, right? Number two might be, if it's that simple, why doesn't everyone do it? Okay, let's start with the latter. If it's that simple, why doesn't everyone do it? Why isn't everyone in shape? Why isn't everyone really fit? Let's be real. We know how to get in shape. You simply stop eating crap and you move. That's it. If you want to get in better shape, then you move more and eat better. It's that simple. Yet, reality is globally, the population of obesity is a majority, I believe. Right? But it's that simple. And then the first thing I said was, it's too good to be true. Well, I think the reason why people think that is because we're programmed our entire lives to believe the only way to make money is through what? A job, right? A career. That's the only way to make money. That's why we're programmed from parents, from teachers, school, university, is go out, save your money, make them 0.01% a year, get a job, work 40 hours a week for 40 years. That's how we're programmed. So when something like this comes along, when something like this comes and you say, look, you learn this strategy, right? You fund your account, you watch some videos, you study it, you learn it, and then you can make money in 3 minutes. They're like, no. Must be a scam. And then I realized that scam means still confused about money, because, everyone thinks that if it's not a job, it's a scam. If it's not property investment, right, it's a scam. If it's not investing in Tesla stocks, it's a scam. And the reality is, that's the difference between the wealth and the poor, right? The wealthy and the poor isn't the bank balance, it's the mindset, right? It's the entrepreneurial mindset. I think Cam touched on that a lot. You can't afford to just get paid once a month. You've got too much month at the end of the money. How many people get paid and then they can't afford anything for the next however many weeks, right? This is an opportunity for you to get paid every single day, every single week. Doing Forex, get paid every single day or every week or every 2 weeks, right? With HFX, you can get paid in 3 minutes. So again, what's the excuse now? Just being transparent. What's the excuse now? Let me show you one more thing. Now, some of you may not be aware of this. It's the compound effect. This is the 8th wonder of the world, like Cam mentioned. I'm just going to show you what is possible, right? So if you start with £500 in your account and you just try to gain 2% a day, now that's 2 years in the bank, right? Because you might think, oh, that's nothing. Mate, your money's in the bank right now making less than that in a year. So 2% a day is huge. Let's just, first of all, realize that. Okay. And let's say 200 days roughly to the end of the year. We're going to reinvest it all, no trading on weekends. Let's see how much we get. And by the way, if you're risking 1 to 2% per trade, this is 2 or 3 trades a day. Can you fit in 2 or 3 trades a day? 3 minutes per trade, that's 9 minutes. Right, obviously it takes longer than that to find the setups. You know, I'll be real, it doesn't always come straight away. But let's say half an hour to an hour. Can you spare half an hour to an hour to do 2 or 3 trades? Of course you can. Now, according to this, 2% a day, that £500 is now worth 25 grand. Right? From just simply getting 2% a day. That's 2 wins, maybe 3 wins. Right? And then again, if you just simply have it to 3%, which is my personal target, is 3% a day. Right, boom, now we're hitting 6 figures. Almost 200 grand. By the end of this year, right? That's December 31st. Look at that. Spot on. So, according to this, between now and the end of this year, you could earn 5 to 6 figures from a £500 account. Now, obviously, you will not win every single trade. Okay, but you can see from day one, you're making 15 quid. You might be thinking, no, that's not a lot. Oh, 15 quid's nothing. Okay. 30 days in, you're doing it for a month now, £35. Okay, a bit better, not a lot. But you see how the compound effect works is by the end of the year, look at this, silly, 5 grand. Now, let's say this takes you, this is about, 9-month period. Let's say it takes you 2 years to do, right? I mean, I don't know how it would take you 2 years to do this, but let's say it takes you 2 years. Are you okay with waiting 2 years to make 200 grand from trading money in minutes? Just put a 1 in the chat. If you're okay with making money in minutes, if you're okay with waiting a couple of years to make 6-7 figures, if you're okay with that. Because realistically, how long does it take you to get the money in a job or investing in property that will take you 10, 15 years to make your money back on the first property you buy, Patience, discipline, consistency. If you have those 3 things, you can achieve these numbers. Maybe sooner than that, maybe later than that. It depends, right? But the reason why, Ben mentioned earlier, our strike rate is over 90%. The reason being is because we are patient. I took a lot of lessons when I first started this because I was impatient, I was chasing, and I was jumping between different strategies. And so I decided just to sit down, focus, learn, be patient, be disciplined, and just wake up, right? And that was 4 weeks ago. And in the past 4 weeks, I've not had a strike rate of less than what it's at now, right? It's that simple. So, sorry, it was a little. So that's that. That is money in minutes. Okay. Now, see everyone in the chat is okay with that. That's good to see. Everyone's all right with that. Good. You can't really. The way I see it is, you can't afford to not do this. If you're in the company, you're not doing this. I don't know why. You can't afford to not do this. This is a skill set that can set you free. Forex can, HFX can, crypto can, which Dan's going to mention in a little bit. And I understand that it's been going on for a little bit now. But you can literally be anywhere in the world at any time. All you need is a laptop and Wi-Fi and a spare 3 minutes, and you can make money. Inside Forex easy setup. Literally takes 5 minutes to set up. It's very, very simple. Now, before I leave you guys, I'm going to quickly ask someone to just come on for 30 seconds and give a very brief testimonial about how they found HFX and that's helped them. So if you don't mind, Callum, I know you were asked super last minute. If you can just unmute yourself and just give a brief testimonial, man.
Yeah, I'm Callum Robinson. I joined the academy 2 weeks ago today. The biggest appeal for me, I've tried to get into trading over the past year, but it's always that time factor. I'm self-employed. I own my own business. I work 60, 70 hours a week. It was like trying to learn another thing to get into trading. It was just like, it just seemed too confusing for me. And there's a member of the academy who I came in through, Stephen Moses. He kept posting on his socials. I seen him. He was like, this quick trade's coming up 2-3 minutes. And I was just like, what's all that about? So I messaged him, and that's basically how I became part of the academy. I signed up on the 13th. I hammered 20 hours of training in 3 days. I went through all the videos I was instructed to go through because I was just eager to get going. And then on the 16th, which was a Tuesday morning, I started trading on HFX. I hit 3 out of 3, give me 4% profit for the day. and I was hooked. I was like, you know, you talk about the compound calculator, you talk about you've got to do risk management on your account. I went to work. That was before I went to work. That was about 7:45 in the morning. I went to work. I came home, went straight on the laptop. I got a bit carried away. I kept trading. You know, I was excited. It was I was just like, this is easy. Like this, I follow these 5 points. I press trade, gives me money. I was just like, who wouldn't want to do this? So I got a bit excited that first week. The following day, I kept trading, and I'd literally doubled my account in 2 days. And I'd never traded before in my entire life. Didn't have a clue about trading whatsoever. I had a bit of a mad week. Just kept winning trades. And I just thought, this is just mental. Like I've never come across anything before in my life like that before. So the following week is when I really settled down, and I was like, I had to follow. I think it was after one of the live calls we did with you, Lewis, how much you went on about, you know, account management and how important it is to sort of stay. So now I just aim for, I only trade 2% of my account. I aim for 4% profit a day. And as of Monday last week, that's basically what I've stuck to that. I've made 27% growth on my account this week. I haven't had a losing day since I've lost trades, don't get me wrong. But I haven't had a losing day since I started HFX like 14 days ago. And I'm literally, I think about $60 away from 5x in my account from the day I signed up, and I've been trading 2 weeks, well, 10 days, should I say? So that's pretty much me. I mean, I don't know why. Like I said, the time factor is a big thing for anyone. Just get that out of your head. Like, you don't need time. Every day, I'm up at 6. I look at the markets from about 6:15 to about 6:30. I usually start trading at 6:30, and I'm usually done by 7:15. And I've got my 4% for the day, and I'll leave that till the next day, and it just rolls over like that. Just dead easy. I don't know. That's pretty much all there is to say from my side.
Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll pay you later for saying that. Yeah. No, the reality is that it's just a perfect example. Like, this man just said he works 60+ hours a week. Okay. This man also just said he almost 5x his account in 10 days. Right. And he's just, first ever time trading. This is a game changer. I'm telling you, this is an absolute game changer. That's it from me. Thank you, Callum. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Lakwa. I'll pass it back over to you, Ben, now to take it away. Thank you.
Outstanding. Lewis, making it look so easy again. The strategy of HFX is really simple. The cash trap strategy that we use is really simple, but I don't know how he's just done that. But Lewis has just given me another light bulb moment where I've just thought, that's actually easier than I already thought it was. So Lewis, awesome delivery, mate. Fantastic. I thought you came across superbly well there, mate, and absolutely smashed it out of the park, mate. And Callum, I know that we're definitely out of your comfort zone, mate. We've obviously been connected for a couple of weeks now, and just to see you go from that journey of starting with probably skepticism to start with, to then just literally sharing what you've just shared with us, mate. I think that's absolutely phenomenal, pal. So, but bear in mind, he did get through 20 hours of training in his first 3 days. We don't expect everybody to do that, but obviously if you're willing to dedicate some time, some serious time, then the results can be, astronomical, really. So thanks for you boys for delivering that. Guys, we're already in the business. Just do me a quick favor. If you've made any percentage growth this week with trading Forex, trading HFX, just, if you don't mind, just write what percentage growth you've done this week while I come on to the next part of the information. So guys, you've seen FRX, you've seen HFX. That's 2 ways in which you can make money fantastically, daily, in minutes, over a couple of weeks, or however you want. But what we've also got access to as well is an amazing platform called the Digital Currency Academy. So some of you guys on this call right now, you may well have heard of the word Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just the front man for this particular space, and the cryptocurrency space right now is just absolutely insane. I know from a personal point of view, I started investing into cryptocurrency around Christmas time, maybe just before, and my account has grown by approximately 400% or more in that period, which is just insane. And like we've touched on already, you're not going to get this kind of growth sat in your bank with your money doing nothing. So putting your money to work with education like this and products and services like this is a way where you can really get out there and start to multiply your money. So the next person I'm going to invite to speak and tell us a bit about this is the crypto man, Dan Lewis. And I've only met Dan virtually, as with most people I've spoken to on this call today already. We've only met virtually because of the current climate and circumstances that we're all living in. But Dan Lewis has given me, so one particular coin that Dan called out, well, I don't remember if that was around about Christmas time or maybe this side of Christmas, was a coin called Polkadot. Now, I got in on an investment with Polkadot when it was around about £7. Polkadot recently shot up to about 28 quid at its peak, and at the moment it's floating around the £24 mark. So Dan, I just want to say thank you, a massive thank you to you, mate, for that one tip alone, never mind the other value that you bring to the academy. And I just want to bring you in, mate, let you tell your story, tell the guys a bit about yourself and share the DCX Academy with us, mate. So Dan Lewis, over to you, brother.
Thank you, Ben. Cheers for that. Yeah, hi guys, my name's Dan Lewis. I've been in the company for about 2 years now. I originally joined just for Forex because I just saw the great potential with it. And then, because what my views of crypto at the time was just, it'd been and gone. Like, we had that big jump in 2017. It made millionaires there, and it was done with. I went to one of the IM events and they had a presentation on crypto. So I checked it out and it just kind of showed me how wrong I was and how early we are to something that's going to be so big to everyone's lives around the world. So I came away from that event, probably I was for about 6 months in at the time. So I've been studying crypto for about 18 months. Obviously I come back from the event and I was like, right, I need to start plugging into the education because I had no prior knowledge. I didn't even know where to go buy Bitcoin. But went and started plugging into the educators, and I've been kind of building my portfolio, and I've been it's not all Bitcoin. So as Ben mentioned there's another coin there called Polkadot. These are called altcoins. So we've got the main man, which is Bitcoin, and then we've got there's over 6,000, 7,000 cryptos in the space. But obviously we don't want to be jumping all of them. We need to know what are the right ones and what are the ones that the banks and the big money is going to come behind and jump up. So having something like this and this education that we've got is absolutely huge. So I was jumping into education and I was making sure my money was in the right places. And now I'm I think it's about 750% up on my account. So I don't know where you guys put your money. I put mine in the crypto space and I let it do its thing. I don't need to do anything with that. I just plug into the education and they say, right, we're going to be investing in, say, Polkadot, for example. Some of the money that I've made from Forex or HFX, I can take that out, put that into crypto and let it grow again. Or my wages, I can put it into that and let that grow because I want to be building them multiple streams of income and making my money work for me. I'm going to share my screen, just kind of do a bit of a explain on why Bitcoin is going to be so big and like how we can see it going so big. So can you guys see my screen? You want to see? Yeah, good stuff. Oh. So obviously this is the Digital Academy, and we've got all different sections to it. So we've got Go Live educators, which are professional traders who have made it in this space. They've made the 6, 7, 8 figure portfolios, and they're showing us how they've done what they've done. And they know how to navigate the market in the best ways. And we can plug into that, ask them any questions that they've got, that we've got, and we can kind of make sure that we're making the moves that they're making, which is so powerful in itself. But yeah, crypto is a technology. And as we can see, we've got technology all down the side. We've never been able to invest in a technology as a whole. Like we could kind of invest in a part of it. So if you're going to invest in a phone, you could have invested in something like Apple or Nokia or Samsung or something like that at the beginning, but you wouldn't have got the growth of the whole market, right? With crypto, Bitcoin is more or less the whole market. We're able to invest in the technology. We're able to invest in the technology of blockchain, which is what crypto is created on. So as you can see, we have like they call it an S curve. So kind of a slow start. We kind of have like on a bigger time scale, it's kind of straight. But if you use to zoom in, we have a bit of a flat start and then we take off and then we kind of level out. We're at the beginning, guys. We're at the beginning of blockchain. Not everyone knows about blockchain. Not everyone uses blockchain every day. It's a small percentage of the world, but it is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, don't know how many of you guys know, you can now go to Tesla and buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. There's Starbucks franchises around the world. You can buy coffee with Bitcoin. There's people that are now asking for their wages to be paid in Bitcoin because they see the potential growth of it. This is not going away. This is becoming a lot bigger than what I first thought in the beginning, and just what I think what a lot of people see. They just see it as an asset that goes up and makes millionaires, but it's a lot more to it. This is going to be a global infrastructure that we're able to kind of get into and jump onto from there. So if we look at investing in Bitcoin, this was something that got me really excited. This is called the stock to flow. So as we can see, the dots is the actual price of Bitcoin, right? And then this white line is like an indicator of where it could go. So as we can see, we had, once it hit 2013, we had a signal called that it could come up to $100. But Bitcoin's not happy with just touching the signal. It wants to over jump it, right? So we came up to $100 and then we jumped up to 1,000. So it hit the mark and then jumped. We then came back down, touched the line, had a little rest. Another signal was called, probably about $8,000. Bitcoin wasn't happy with just hitting $8,000 in 2017. It wanted to over jump it. So it came up, hit the mark, and it jumped up and nearly hit $20,000, which is over double, right? Over double here and over double here. We look at what we've got now in 2020, 2021, they've called $100,000 a coin Bitcoin. So what do we think is going to happen? It's going to hit the 100,000 and over jump it, right? But that doesn't just mean that Bitcoin is going to get all the gains. It's going to flow through all the other altcoins. And we're going to be able to know where the big money's going after they've got Bitcoin. So we're able to see these potential growth with Polkadot, with a coin called Ethereum. Like, we're able to jump in these coins and watch the big industries come into this and rocket the space up, right? So I want to show you this, right? Because crypto moves in cycles. Now, when I saw this just absolutely blew my mind, right? We've got 5 different sections of a cycle, and we always come into a halving to start the next one. So for those of you who don't know what a halving is, every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that is put out to the world every 10 minutes is cut in half. So Bitcoin, there's only ever going to be 21 million. You're not going to be able to put any more on. It's just 21 million. That is it, right? So if people want it, it's going to be hard to get, right? Just in general, it's 21 million. If everyone wants one, there's not enough, right? But on top of that, they're making sure that only so much come out every 10 minutes. So every 4 years, the amount that comes out every 10 minutes is cut in half. But if demand is still there, price is going to go up, right? So if we look at how the cycle goes, we have a growth stage, a drop-off stage, a sideways movement, an impulse move, and then a sideways movement into the halving, right? And then we're going to start the cycle again, right? So we go through the halving and we hit the growth stage, right? So we started at about $12 and we ended at just under $1,000, I think it was. Oh no, we're above, over $1,000, right? So we've come into that there and we do the exact same cycle again, guys. Like, we have the growth stage, the drop off, the sideways movement, the impulse move, and then the sideways movement again. This then puts us into the halving, cuts down again. So when we was here, we was getting 50 Bitcoin. Sorry guys, can everyone hear me okay? I'll see if I'm jutting around, but yeah. We've got 50 Bitcoin here. We hit the halving. Now 25 Bitcoin came out. Hit the halving, and now it's 12.5 Bitcoin. So this is 2016, 2017. So as you can see, we had the growth, drop off, sideways, impulse, sideways, right? So we take a note of that. We came from like $1 up to 1,000, crazy growth. Here we're coming from $550, and we came all the way up to just under 20,000. We hit about 19,000 something, and then we started dropping back down, right? So each one of these cycles, right, I just want to put it out there, is, so obviously we started at the beginning. Let me just zoom in here. We started here at the beginning at, I think it's about $1, just under $1, all the way up to about, I think about, well, $30, right? And then here we've gone from $12 all the way up to over 1,000. And then here we've gone from 500 up to 20,000, right? None of them is like a 5, 6x. It hasn't times by 5 or 6. It's a lot more than that. So if we look at where the market is now, we've just gone through the sideways movement. Last year in May, we had the halving. So we've got this growth stage now. We started at about 9,000, 10,000. We're just at the beginning of this, guys. We're not like, I know it's taken a massive jump, but people say, oh, I'm too late, I missed it. I saw it, it was about 8K last year, $8,000. It's now 60. Have I missed it? No, this is just the first jump. This is just the first bit, right? We're looking at where we could go with this, with the stock to flow and all the history of Bitcoin. We're not asking it to do anything special. We're just asking to say, look, just do what you've always done. If you times by 10, we're going to be hitting $100,000 coin. If you times by 20, we're going to be hitting 200,000. And what we've got to look at is retail made this jump. There weren't really banks getting involved here. There weren't institutions. There weren't big companies like Tesla getting involved. This was just retail. Retail and institutions and companies are getting in now. So we're going to see a massive amount of growth. This is starting to be seen as the safe store of value around the world. People are starting to step away from gold and come into this. Now, gold is a $10 to $11 trillion market. At this current time, Bitcoin is only 1.7 trillion. So what's going to happen when money comes out of gold, flows into Bitcoin, and also we're using Bitcoin more as a global infrastructure? Because like I say, imagine gold's just, it's an investment. You invest it and obviously you can do bits and pieces with it, but it's not something that you use day to day. Bitcoin is a transactional coin, and you're going to be paying for stuff like that. You're going to be able to go buy coffee, you're going to be able to go buy cars, you're going to be able to go do stuff with it, where you can't really do that with gold anymore, like maybe back in the day, but not now, right? And obviously that's a transactional coin. Crypto's got 3 different sections. We've got a transactional coin, obviously, which is Bitcoin. We've got a stable coin, which is the trader's coin. And if you join the company, you'll be able to see how we can use a stable coin to maximize our profits. And then we've got the functional coin. Now, the functional coin is looking at tackling so many more industries, right? We're looking at tackling the legal industry, the art, the music, the gaming, the political. And this is major. Like, we're looking at the musical industry. People are starting to put their albums on the blockchain technology and selling it through the blockchain technology. We're looking at artwork where art's now being sold on the crypto technology. And we know that it's becoming a thing because we just had a painting be sold for 69 million. That's big money. That's not retail looking at this. That's big money. So the fact that we've got that is exciting. This is only the beginning of it. And we're plugged into the right place. So if we go back to here, we've got Swipecoin, right? This is one of the apps that we use. And this is where we have professional educators share with us their trading ideas. So obviously we've got portfolio building, and Swipecoin does have a section for portfolio building. But this right here is the leverage trading. This is what Cam was showing earlier with the Forex. We can also trade crypto similar to the Forex market. But what they do here is they'll give you some entry numbers, the stop loss, so we're not risking too much of our money, and then take profit zones. This is literally a copy and paste, right? You just come in, you see the number, they show you what they're doing and why they're doing it, and you can plug into their go live videos weekly to see how they mark these up and how they get to their analysis. So you can follow that and get their signals. So you're earning while you're learning, right? You're not just coming in just like learning, not getting anything for it. You're actually able to make money while you're going through it. This is the exchange. So obviously, I showed you here that that we do portfolio building. So obviously, I know it's a bit hard to see, but each one of these is a different coin, and we can see 2 green lines here. These are entries to enter different coins. We had a signal come up on here, which told us to enter Cardano, which is a project, at 15 cents. Cardano is currently sat at over $1. Like, they tell you where to enter, they tell you if it starts turning around where to come out to protect your capital, and they update you regularly in the chat. They give you the coins and they show you the coins that where the big money is going to be coming into. So back to the leverage trading, this is the pips, right? So if we look at how much money you can make, this is February, the results that we got. the signals that they were calling out was this amount of pips. So if you was doing 10p a pip, you'd be looking at what, 3,700? Would it be? Yeah, £3,700. If you're doing a pound a pip, that's 37,000 just for coming in and copying. You're not doing any work. You're just coming in, looking at it, copying the numbers, putting it into your MetaTrader. These are the results that we see, like on a regular basis. We enter the signal. We wait for the results page to update. Our TP's hit, TP2's hit. We get updated regularly from the educator saying, right, we're so much in profit now. I'm going to make this trade risk-free. I'm going to move my stop loss into profit. So if it does turn around, I'm not losing any money. All they want to be targeting is the TPs. They want to be making the money. So that's pretty much it for Swipecoin. We're going to be there. They're going to be there showing you the way. And the big thing about this is it's not only when the market's going up, it's also when the market's going down. It's easy to listen to your friends. I'm going to stop there. It's easy to listen to your friends or to people on social media or like on YouTube or wherever to say, oh, this is the coin I'm getting in. This is the coin I'm getting in. You don't know when to exit. You don't know what's going to happen. And also, we need to know that we're getting into the right coins. There's so many influencers out there that are affiliated with coins saying, oh, you should jump on this. There's no use case. There's no reason for it to go big. So if we look at Dogecoin, it's a bit of a joke in the community. It's not doing anything in the world. If we look at what Bitcoin's doing, it's got a use case. Dogecoin has no use case, right? So we know we've not been putting loads of money in it because we know that that's not got room to move. But if we was following TikTok, if we was following social media, we'd be in that coin and we'd be part of the big drops and losing money. But we're not. We're here. We know what we need to invest in and we're able to make gains on that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Please don't just let this pass you by. This is going to be one of the biggest wealth transfers in history. Like, people are able to come in here and make multiple ways of making income. I've shared 7 ways of making money in crypto with the team from what I've learned. Like 7 ways on top of your Forex, on top of your HFX. Like, this company is not something just to be kind of sniffed at. So yeah, I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to pass this back to Ben now. Thank you very much.
Dan Lewis, drop some 5s in the chat for Dan Lewis. Dan is like, honestly, Dan, I'm always grateful for you, mate, because to grow my investment by over 400% since Christmas, just from the crypto space alone, if you didn't point me in the right direction, mate, that might not have happened, or certainly might not have happened at the time and where we are right now, mate. So just massive appreciation for you, Dan. Guys, if any of you have made profits in cryptocurrency via the education on the Academy, just put a number 1 in the chat box for us, and I'll get through the back half of this presentation. So guys, you've seen from some serious people today. Obviously, we've seen Cam, we've seen Lewis, we've seen Dan, who have been going over all the products that are available and showing you the ways that you can make money by coming and learning on this platform and then going and implementing yourself. One of the key points and one of the big things about this is that it's a community. It's a community. So you don't join the Academy and then go off and try and figure it all out by yourself. You can if you wish, and that's, totally at your discretion. But when you've got a community of like-minded people who are all on the same page, all looking to multiply the money, all looking to help and support and cheer each other on, why would you not want to embrace that? Why would you not want to embrace it? The thing I love about this whole platform and this community is it's like a team game. Everybody's out to try and help each other win, and it's just absolutely amazing. So we've got the e-commerce academy. I'm not going to dive into that too much, but basically, if you want to learn how to build an online store and market products online via drop shipping, so you can learn the skills of e-commerce and drop shipping, the academy is going to give you the ability to do that, and you don't need any physical products. So you can market and promote products through an online store through the process of drop shipping, make money without even having to touch a single product. So it goes from manufacturer straight to consumer via you doing a little bit of marketing. All you've got to do is send in the orders and so on, and you can make money that way. So another amazing academy, which this community, or not anybody, sorry, I don't know of anybody within this community who is taking part in that right now, but it is available if that interests you. So the whole learning process is really simplified. You've been taken through some information today showing you some detail on the Forex, the high frequency and the Digital Currency Academy. But the process of learning is all simplified. And guys, I say this genuinely serious. I am not academic whatsoever. I left school with no education. I dropped out of college after a couple of weeks, joined the armed forces because I pretty much had nothing else to do. I thought my rugby career was never going to happen, and it would only by chance at the age of 21, 22, I found my way into rugby league, but I had no education, absolutely no education or knowledge or no skill, so to speak, to go and implement in the wide world, in the big wide world. So learning this, if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. And it'll take you through a steady step-by-step process, and you can do it all around your own current schedule. So you can profit on the go. You can literally copy and paste. Dan was just talking about the ability to copy and paste from Swipecoin and make money that way. You can plug into live sessions. You can plug into what's called the Go Live part of the Academy, where you can sit and tune into up to 200 educators, who all of which have to be doing a certain requirement every single month to be documenting to the company that they are doing the business. So the bar is set really high of these educators. They have to be doing a certain requirement every month to remain actively educating on this platform. Then you can go out and figure out a bunch of different strategies within each platform that's going to help your trading journey a little bit simpler as well. So there's probably about 10 or 12 different strategies that you could dive into and figure out what suits you best, because my personality type, my mindset, my schedule is not going to be the same as yours. So there's pretty much something for everybody. Now, this is where the big question gets asked all the time: how much is it going to cost me to get started? So I'm going to show you that right now. And then I'm also going to show you how you can get it for free. And then I'm going to pass you on to somebody else who's pretty successful within the community. So in terms of getting started, if you want access all areas on this platform, you can join via the Elite Academy, which is going to give you a 3-in-1 package. It's going to give you access to learn Forex, high frequency Forex, digital currency, so you can learn to multiply your money on over all of these platforms, and you're going to get access to certain products and services to help your journey more simplified as well. For example, the hourglass strategy, what Lewis showed you for the money in minutes. So that's $324.95 startup fee. That includes your first month's membership. Your website is all put together and built for you. You get access to the academy to start your education journey. And more importantly, you get access to the people within the community, which in my opinion is worth the value itself, just being part of this community, where you can get guidance and support from everybody in and amongst the academy as well. Then you've got a rolling monthly subscription of $274.95. Now, I'm the kind of guy that's looking at this thinking, right, if I'm going to invest this into myself, how much is that going to make me? I'm kind of a half full man when it comes to thinking like this. So that's the Elite Academy. But if you just want to focus on one particular area, then you could join on the Forex Academy or the High Frequency Academy or the Digital Currency Academy. And that's a $234.95 startup with a rolling monthly subscription of $174.95. Now, from my experience, when people have got started on one of these packages, they've ended up upgrading at some point anyway. So if you like the look of what you've seen so far, my advice would be dive in onto the Elite Academy, get access all areas for a better value price, and go out and make money multiple different ways rather than just sticking to one. But of course, everybody's circumstances and thought process is different. So if that's the case, then you've got this option as well. But traditional Yorkshireman, when I saw this, my eyes lit up. I was buzzing at the fact that I could learn all these skills and get all this knowledge from all these phenomenal people for free. Traditional Yorkshireman. So when I saw that, I was more than happy to go out and tell people about this. Now, based on what you've just seen right now, you may well be willing to go out and talk to people about this straight away. That's what I did, because when I saw this information and started plugging into the academy, I knew that I was onto something different, something pretty special in terms of going out and making money. So you can get the education for free simply by referring two other people to this platform. Now, the only deal with that is you have to be involved before you can go and refer. You can send people along to us, but you're obviously not going to get no benefit from it if you're not involved yourself. So you can get yourself involved, get the education for free by simply referring two more people to the platform. So that's the information you're going to get right now in terms of the academy and the start point. But what we are going to do is bring on a guy that's brought me to this academy, a guy that I've known for about 8 or 9 years. He's somebody that I've seen grow as a human being, more importantly, never mind as a business person, over the last 2 to 3 years. I've watched him on this journey through IM Academy, what he's been involved in for almost 3 years now. And I've known him for 8 or 9 years. Now, when I first met Bradley about 8 or 9 years ago, he was the guy that knew everybody, liked everybody. If there was a party going on, he was there. If you were going out for a coffee, he was just a social butterfly. But what I've seen with Bradley over these last 2 or 3 years with him, with this particular business, I've seen him develop. He's still got them qualities about him in terms of being everybody's kind of friend, if you like, but he's also got a streak in him now where he's down to business. He's leading a community of in excess of 400 people, well on his way to something called Chairman 10, which you're going to hear about shortly. And he's somebody that I'm just extremely grateful for. So Bradley, bring yourself up, mate. Take it away and finish up this presentation, mate. Appreciate you, brother.
There we go. Appreciate you, Benny, as always, mate. Appreciate every single one of you who've taken the time out, this morning, this afternoon to start speaking. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bradley Marchant. I'm 31 years of age. The bags are starting to creep up right now. So the age is starting to look apart. But I've been a part of this amazing platform now since May 2018. And I was very, very similar to a lot of you guys. I saw this over a coffee. So the person who invited you onto this call, make sure as soon as this lockdown's done, make sure you get into their wallet and get a Costa or a latte out of them of some sort. But I saw this information over a coffee through a mutual friend of mine. I had no experience in Forex, no background trading, no nothing like that. But I always seen these little young kids on Instagram, the young ones flexing the rollies, flexing the nice cars, all this other stuff. And I was like, you know what if that could be me? What if I could get to that point where I could quit my job? Because I'll be honest, I hated what I did. I was working 17 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. And it was the same thing day in, day out. And I came across it May 2018. And I was fortunate enough by November of 2018 to be able to quit my job and walk away. And I've been doing this full time since then. So the reason that I'm super passionate about this is because not only is it affecting my life, but there's people on this call who you're seeing who have come in with no experience, no background, and been able to break multiple 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, even 8 figures in trading. So the content that you guys have just seen, I wish I'd have seen at the beginning because I'd have gone harder. Whereas now, you're seeing people come through and break phenomenal incomes alongside their job. So if you love what you do right now, this doesn't have to replace your income. This can just subsidize what you're doing. But this next bit that I'm about to show you, I'm going to share with you how it was able to help me get to a point where I was able to quit my job within 7 months and have a solid income stream every single month there afterwards. So I'm going to jump into a screen share. But Ben, again, appreciate your edification and you bringing me up, mate, because, the things that we've been doing over the last few years has been phenomenal. And I appreciate every single one of you on this journey. So again, this next part here is, I want you to understand that this part is optional. You don't have to do this next bit. But for me, we're here about multiple income streams. We've talked about HFX. We've talked about, cryptocurrency. We've talked about FRX. We've talked about other income streams. Why not add a 4th one on? Why not add a 5th one on, a 6th one on, whatever it is that you're doing? So this next part here gives you the ability to become an independent business owner. And again, this was something that I took full advantage of on day one. So all I wanted to do here was have the ability to go out there and share this with a few like-minded people. And what the company have basically said is that if you go out this and share this with multiple people, anyone that you refer into the platform, you can make between $25 and $50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my background. When I started in this, I was £700 into £1,000 overdraft. It cost me a couple of £100 to start up, and I had £100 in my trading account. I saw the guy that I was sat with in Costa make £1,274 in 27 minutes whilst we were sat having a coffee. So what I wanted to do was I wanted that money. but I understood that I didn't have the bank balance to get started. I only had £100. So what I did is I utilized this next part that you're going to see to be able to fund my trading account, because you've heard Dan, you've heard Ben, you've heard Cameron, you've heard Lewis talk about percentage growth. If I'm making 8 to 10% growth on my trading account, that's £8 to £10 on £100. So what I did is I went out and I brought in around 11 or 12 of my friends, and I brought most of them in on the elite pack. So that paid me between $500 and $600 as a fast start, thank you very much bonus. I utilized that money to put into my trading account. So then the following month, instead of making 10% on 600 or on £100, I was now making 10% on £600. That then led me to the ranks, what you see here, the residual income. So if you can refer 3 friends, Ben talked about 2 and 3. If we can get you a third person, you are now what we call a platinum 150. That means that every single week you earn a residual income of $37.50. That's not life-changing money. It might pay your phone bill, it might pay your car insurance, whatever it is. But what this will allow you to do is to start accumulate additional income streams. You see the likes of Jennifer Aniston, the cast of Friends, Cristiano Ronaldo. These guys are making what we call residual income for doing the work once. So as you've heard from Callum, you know, he came in. How many of his friends do you think in 2 weeks would want to 5 times their money? How many people do you want to think could get to 200% growth, 300% growth? How many people would want Cam's 1.3 million in 3 years' time? Everyone. So what I wanted to do was, for those of you who've seen Power, I wanted to be like Tommy. I wanted to be like Ghost, like Tommy, putting them on. I wanted to help my friends. So I hit the rank of Platinum 600 within my first 3 days. And that allowed me then to generate an additional income of $600 per month. We've got people in this organization hitting Platinum 150, Platinum 600, Platinum 1000 for fun, because we're teaching them the system that allows them to go and share this without it being salesy. Because you got invited onto this call for one reason only, because you're here to make money. You're here to learn a skill set. So if we can show you how to accumulate 12 people, that's $600 a month. That's now $150 a week. If we can compress that and grow that even more to 30 customers, that's now $1,000 per month. That's 30 consumers of the products. We're not teaching people to use protein shakes, skincare, whatever it is. We're teaching people how to make money and how to leverage their income. So now once you're a Platinum 1000, you're earning $250 per month. And the ranks keep going up and up and up. We've got people about to smack P2000, which is $2,000 per month. We've got the Platinum 5000 rank, which is $225. That's $1,250 per week. So for me, I'm looking at this right now and thinking, right, well, how many people do I know through social media, through Instagram, through Facebook? We've got a guy on this call called Richie Forster who put something on his LinkedIn a couple of days ago, and it went absolutely insane because the people in his social circle want to make money. So what if we can get your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, whatever it is, you just document your journey every single day. We've got people all the way up to Chairman 500, which is $500,000 per month. And again, this might seem a little bit daunting to you, but just understand that someone's doing the work somewhere. You guys are either putting the hours into work. When you come home, you're either watching Netflix, playing on the Xbox, you're spending time painting your nails, brushing your hair, whatever it is you're doing. But what if you could put that half an hour to an hour's time into this? And this is what really, really excited me, was that I could have the ability to learn a skill set. I could have the ability to make multiple streams of income alongside what I was doing. Now I'm fortunate enough to be at the rank of Platinum 5000. That pays me $5,000 US every single month. But this is the most important part. I'm not the one making all the money. We've got Ben Cockane, who's about to hit P5000. Dan Dukes, who's about to hit P5000. Richie Forster's about to hit P2. We've got other people in the organization now about to hit P2000. Rory Gray, about to hit P5000. So if you look at this, we've got people coming through, making money trading, making money on high frequency, growing their account ridiculously through cryptocurrency, and then also being able to help their friends, their network, their other people. And like Lukwa said at the start, she did a phenomenal job opening up. What she said at the beginning really hit home, was that you're around a group of like-minded people who want to see you win. Because the only way that we win is by lifting other people, by helping other people get to that next level. So what if you can help others around you who want to learn how to trade, want to learn how to make money, but they don't know how? The vast majority of people are looking online every single day. It's the most searched thing right now, how to make money from home, how to make additional income streams. But people see these big companies like Learn to Trade that are £4,000, £5,000 for a 2-day course. And then what they want to do is they want to do it, but they don't have the money. With this, you have the ability to learn the skill set for a monthly fee. And guess what? If it doesn't work, you cancel it. If it's not for you, no worries. We're not saying this for everyone. We're not saying that everyone on this call is going to get ripped in and plug in. But if you like what you see off this call and you like the ability to make money work for you rather than you work for money, and start getting into that investor mindset, starting getting into that entrepreneurial spirit, start surrounding yourself with people who have the results that you desire. Like that's what inspires me every day. I've got guys in my team that are multiple 7-figure income earners that I didn't know 6, 12, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But due to the power of this community and the power of the people around us, I've had the ability to make great friendships. I've had the ability to travel the world. I've had the ability to, close this out. So all I'm going to do right now is, for those of you who are a guest on this call, what I want you to do is just this last little bit here for me, right? I want you to let me know. Are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? Are you going to be looking at to be a customer only? You want to just consume? Are you wanting to be a customer who wants to go out there and get a 2 and 3 so you can get your account for free? Are you going to be a customer who helps others? Or are you like me, you're like Ben, you're like the other people that you've heard from on this call? Are you all in? And the reason that I share this is because I want every single person on this call to win. So if you're a number 3 or a number 4 who wants to go all in, you want to get started, you want to get involved, make sure you get back to the person who's, introduced you to this call. If you want to become a customer, let them know. If you want to start consuming yourself with information, let them know. If you want to get back and you want to start helping others, go 2 and 3, save yourself some money, utilize that money every single month, put it into your trading account, let the person know. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring up a phenomenal friend of mine. You've already heard from her. I'm going to bring up her now. I'm going to let her share a little bit about her testimonial, a bit more about her journey, because this lady, she's been a rock over the last 2 years. We've built a phenomenal friendship. She was someone who was a random connection through Instagram. And this is where social media is so powerful. This is where you have the ability to connect with like-minded people. I think I put something up about mindset or spiritual stuff. I don't know what it was. It might have been 11/11. I don't know. But I got a reaction. I'd never connected with Lukwa. I'd never met her before. But this lady has become a phenomenal friend. We're going to travel the world. We have had plenty of parties together. And like Benny mentioned, I'm a social butterfly. So for me, if I can help people make money and I can help people, become friends with other people, that's what I love. And the great thing with this is, as you make friends as you go, seeing other people win, seeing other people get successful is something that I'm super passionate about. So Lukwa, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to let you run your little bit. And I appreciate you as always. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Thank you so much for the edification. As always, Bradley, it's always wonderful, to be passed on from you. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all the speakers that have been on so far today. Like, I always learn something new every time I'm on these calls. Did everyone else get value? Or like, are you taking notes? Is everyone learning something new? Because I've taken loads of notes. I've got like 4 pages, even from like Dan Lewis going into Bitcoin even more. I'm like, what the hell? that was so powerful to see. This year is the year of elevation, the year of acceleration, and I'm super excited to see what the rest of the year has in store for every single one of you that are still hanging on to your Zoom spots. I don't know where everyone else has disappeared to. I know the sun's shining or whatever, but the fact that you're still here shows that you guys are the number 4s on that last slide that Brad's just shown. You're all in. That's why you're still here. So, I'm super grateful to be on here with you this afternoon. I just want to go back to talking about, all the sources of income that you've been shown, that you've been exposed to today. And, money is great and everything, but I want to talk about the person you can become throughout this whole journey and the potential that you can tap into that you didn't even know that you had. And I'm going to go back to my flying job that I had before. As much as I loved that lifestyle and I loved the people, the places, there was always something missing from that life. Like I felt like I was missing a sense of purpose, more or less. And I'm sure you guys who have children, you feel like you have that purpose fulfilled now. But for someone who didn't have a sense of purpose, this platform and this whole journey allowed me to go down a path where I was able to dig deep into like the spiritual side of things, the personal development side of things. And I'm constantly learning every single day. And there was one word that kept popping up into this call was patience. Like Cam mentioned it so many times. Lewis said it, Dan Lewis said it, patience is the key, right? And patience is not something that you're born with. Patience is something that you have to continuously work on, implement, and just, it tests you all the time. And that's what I've loved so much about this journey, is the person that I've become throughout the whole 2 years that I've been a part of this platform, because that wasn't who I was 2 years ago. And if someone told me that I'd be speaking on a Zoom call, I probably wouldn't have done it. I would have said, no, thank you. Cameras off, I'm muted. No, absolutely not. But, you know, Bradley's pushed me outside of my comfort zone and allowed me to continuously grow my confidence as well. And when I'm learning about myself and how I can become better every single day, I'm also able to impact other people around me. I'm also able to like provide value for other people, help other people make money, help other people transform their mindset as well. And if we go back, you know, 2 years ago, I always say, like Bradley just mentioned it then, how we connected. And sorry, 2 years ago, if you look at your environment, is it set for you to succeed, or is your environment set for you to stay exactly where you are? Because in order for things to change, you have to change, right? So 2 years ago, when I was looking at ways to better myself and elevate my life, that's when I came across, you know, the amazing Bradley Marchant on Instagram through a random post. And he was the only person on my Instagram posting about mindset and spirituality and, you know, personal development. I was probably like following a lot of the wrong people at the time if he was the only person talking about this stuff. Now my feed is just full of positivity and leadership and entrepreneurship. So I'm very grateful for that. And I want to touch on the community and the people that I've connected with throughout this whole journey and what they've done for me. Because when I was looking into this opportunity, I stumbled across a book called Think and Grow Rich. And for those of you who have never read this book, I highly, highly recommend that you go to Amazon, you add it to your cart, and you study the hell out of this book, okay? Because there's one chapter in there called a fire book, exactly. There's a chapter in there called a mastermind, and it explains the power of having a mastermind. And I didn't have those people in my life at the time. Like 2 years ago, you know, you have your family, you have your friends that you think you're friends, but no one really has a mastermind or really understands what a mastermind is. So when Bradley brought me into the community, I was able to obviously create multiple streams of income, you know, throughout the platform, which you've been shown today. But I was also given a mastermind of people who are always positive, who are always ambitious, motivated, super hardworking, and absolute powerhouses like Ben, Cam, Brad, Rory, like so many amazing leaders and speakers that we have in the community. And I'm super, super grateful for them, because without the mentorship, without the leadership, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be able to impact the lives that I'm able to on a daily basis. So guys, I'm forever grateful for you. Also on the back of that, like I hear it on like time and time again, like trading is, you know, male dominated. And I just want to say how wrong that statement is, because it's not. I've seen so many powerful females lead the way and pave the way for so many, you know, other females out there. They lead with so much class and elegance, and I'm continuously learning from that on a daily basis. And you know, it's so inspiring to have that leadership. But with that being said, we've got so many females coming into the community. The momentum is huge right now. And I've got another phenomenal lady on the call today who's going to be taking you through the rest of the presentation. And she's got so much value to give. She's not been in my life for a very long time, but she, you know, she's phenomenal. She's also a Capricorn, for those of you who are into the star signs, and I'm also a Capricorn, so we match straight away, right? But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I'm going to pass you over to Miss Jade Hart.
Oh, thank you so much, Luke. I love that. And thank you for having me on. And I've only been in this business, this industry. I've been in the industry for 2.5 years, but I've only just joined this business. And from what I've seen, having something to not compare it to, but having a little bit of kind of like insight into the industry, you guys, like this business is incredible. And I thought, you know, the last place I was and the other industries that I've been in are all been incredible too. So for those of you who don't know me, I've gotten a little bit of an eclectic background. I've been in the military too, Ben. I always seem to end up in a male like environment. I've been a tattoo artist. I'm quite creative. I use both of my left side of my brain and my right side of my brain. So I've kind of just been figuring out what it is that I want to do, because I do feel like I have so many great things that I can offer, and I've always been in service. So even in the military as a medic, I wanted to help people. You know, tattooing, I love speaking to people and you know, getting exactly what they want right for their body. So I've just had this obsession to literally help people. So every time I jump on a call, I'm always so nervous because I want to give you guys information that you can take away and you don't just think, what is this girl chatting about? I've done my research, I've got my books, I've got some books to give you depending on the type of person you are, depending on how you learn, and depending on what it is that you want. So thanks so much, Lukwa. I love like hearing from you. Oh, just such an inspiration of mine. I know we're going to be like killing it this year, next year. And as well, like Dan, thanks for getting on a call for me last night. Ben, you're amazing. Bradley, honestly, everybody that I've met in this business, you're just so nice, really. So thank you for making me feel welcome. So I want to talk about how we learn. So Ben, you mentioned you're not really academic. Okay. What we say about ourselves, we actually speak into existence. That might be true. You might be a bit more right-brainy, right? Okay, but whatever we say about ourselves, that's what we speak into existence. So the number one thing that I learned in this industry and how I got to where I got to in my other company, which was at the top 2%, it's around about P5000 Chairman 10. And I did that within 13 months. And the only way I achieved it was affirmations, mindset. Is it Jim Rohn? It might be Jim Rohn, correct me if I'm wrong. The level of success rarely exceeds our level of personal development. Okay, because success isn't something we attract, it's something that we become. You know, I like dived into all these books. I prefer audios over reading, but I do read because I base my trainings on reading. So I like highlight, write down, go back to it. So it's always good to get both book and an audio. But when I'm doing my running, when I'm doing my exercising, washing up, when I was tattooing, I used to have to sterilize all the crap in the back. I had my earphones in. On the way from there to pick up my son, I had my earphones in. The only time I didn't have my earphones in was when I was being a mum to my son. Every other time I was like, no, I am 32 years old. I want to be a millionaire, but I'm 35. So I've got a lot of reading and learning and plugging in to do. So it's just making a decision. So how many people on this call? You guys, 71, are the 5% of people. Okay, you're the 5%. 80% is showing up. You've done the hardest part. So if you've got a pen and paper, I'm going to go through some facts and figures. I'm going to go through some stuff with you for both left and right brains, so that you can take this information and then apply it. Okay, this information is great, but if you don't apply it, it's lost. So I've got a question for you guys. I'm a big researcher. I looked at this company, IM Mastery Academy, and I did a bit of comparing to other companies as well, because the industry that we're in, best industry, hands down. I've got some facts and figures on that, but you're in the right place. Okay, so ranked, I want to ask you a question. Out of 1,000 companies, social marketing companies, where is IM Mastery Academy ranked in momentum? Just have a guess. Have a guess. How do you? What the? Number one, do you understand what that means? When I looked in the last 5 years, IM Mastery Academy in 2015 were 4 million in revenue. Today, they're over 438 million. A company that has, when I was looking at kind of the facts and figures, where do I want to make money at the end of the day? Money is just energy. If I want a great life, we've got to have money. So we're chasing that money. No, it's just not all about that. But when I was doing the research, I was looking at the best compensation plan. That company was an IT company that is going down the ranks. It started at 180 million in 2005. It's only at 280 million 5 years later. This company is blowing up. Okay, so before I go off, I wrote some notes. Okay, so taking information, we've got to take the info, write it down, implement, repeat. To be successful, that's all you have to do. Literally, it's that simple. First of all, we have to understand why. Why are you on this call? Why are you here? Yeah, you want to make money, but why do you want to make money? Because it's not the money that we're chasing. Yeah, you don't want to sell your time. I want to make money work for me. I don't want to work for money. I want to do things in life because I want to do it, not because I have to do it. We have one life, and this is no joke, and there's no do-over. This is it, you know? So you've got to understand why. So for me, I know Bradley, when I asked Bradley, what's your why are you doing this Bradley business, when he jumped on a call, and he told me a couple of things. One of the things he openly shares about is he wants to pay off his mum and dad's mortgage. I love that. Why wouldn't you if you can? You know, the ass wiping they did for us when we were younger, we want to give back. Okay, so understanding your why. So it's not necessarily what the money is, but it's the feeling that the money gives you. So that feeling Brad's going to get when he writes that check for his mum, there you go, mummy, house is done. It's that feeling. It's that belief that he had, and every kind of step on the way, it's all of that building up to the actual paying of the mortgage. It is not the money, it is the feeling. So if you want to attract something in your life, I'm going to show you how to use the feeling to do that. And honestly, after this call, depending on what you want, you're going to get it, and you can get it in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. Done. Okay, so why? You've got to ask yourself, what do you want? Why do you want it? Why are you on this call? Peel back the layers. You want the money. Why do you want the money? You want to help your family, but why do you want to help your? What does that make you feel? Does it make you feel adequate? Have people told you you were useless, that you couldn't do it? Are you trying to get that feeling back? Really dig deep into your why. The second thing is how. How do we do it? How do we become millionaires? How do we get the house? How do we get the business that we want? 7 streams of income. And they've listed 5 of them here. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it, by building this business. Okay, by trading. Where are we going? So somebody said to me, they said, if you don't know what, I think it's Bob Proctor, if you don't know where you're going, no, wait a second. If you don't know where you are, how do you know where you're going? Because if I rung a taxi up and it's like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, can you come and pick me up? And like, where are you? I don't know. They're not going to be able to come and get me to get to where I want to go. You have to look at yourself honestly and say, right, okay, this is my weakness, this is my strength, and this is where I want to go. So you have to know what you're working with. Okay, that's really good. When I decided to build my business properly and get to that next level, I said, what am I good at? I play hockey. I'm competitive. I thrive in a competitive environment. So let's focus on that then. I had a secret competition with somebody and I kicked her ass. She didn't know she was trying to, we didn't know we were in competition with each other, but I knew that because she was really good and I'm like, I need to beat this person. I play to my strengths. So what are your strengths? What are you good at? Ivan Tapia, that's one of his. Focus on what you are good at and build on those skills. Okay, so we know why. I think you're reading the book, Looker, actually. The book, Simon Sinek, Start With Your Why. This is a really good one. It tells you why Apple and Microsoft, mainly Apple, are the leading tech companies. Apple, just like any other company, make computers. Okay, why does everybody Apple? It's not what they do, it's why they do it. Because this is a really good book in terms of when you want to speak to people about this business. They don't care what you're doing, they care why you do it. So really understanding why you're doing what you're doing will help you organize yourself. Okay, the 3 parts of the brain. So if you want to be successful in life, if you want to be a better mother or father, if you want to be a better husband, wife, whatever it is that we want to do, we have to understand how we can do that. So 3 parts of the brain. So when we're speaking to people, so I'm speaking to you now and I can see all your faces, Stephen, Richard, Callum, Rory, Ben, Dan. No, I can't see you, Dan. It's good to see faces, okay, so I can see you actually, see if this is going in. But there are 3 parts of the brain, and we all use these parts of the brain. People make decisions depending on what part of the brain is more dominant. So you've got your instinctive, intuitive, and intellectual part of the brain. So your instinctive is the ego. So if I'm talking to somebody about this business, if I'm making a trade, that part of my brain's going to light up, and it's the ego. The instinctive is to protectually keep you safe. Okay, so you want to keep a check on that. The intuitive is a feeling, it's an emotion, and it's a reticular activator that I'm going to just touch upon later. And then you've got your intellectual, which is left side of the brain, it's all facts and information. So when we're speaking to people, know who they are we're speaking to. So if I'm speaking to Lukwa about this business, if I'm going to be building this business, I speak to Lukwa, I'm going to gauge kind of the type of person that she is on an opening statement. Hi Lukwa, how are you? Or hi Lukwa, love your page, how you doing? She's either going to ignore me, she's going to respond back, or she's just going to double tap and like my message. Okay, so from that response, I'm going to think, oh, she's an emotional person, she's intuitive, she's got a feeling, she's going to go with that. She might be instinctive, which is fear, so she might just like, what do you want? Or then she might be intellectual and she might go with more facts. Oh, I'm really great, how are you? And she's wanting to know who it is and what I'm talking about. Okay, so understanding the brain. Lukwa and Dan and Brad, they've all spoken to you about building this business. And you've got some people on here who are just like, no, not building this business. And I get that, that's fine. I said no for quite a long time to build this business, but I just want to give you some facts and figures why or how it can help you become a better trader. Now, to use a part of the brain is to really understand this. It's, first of all, we all know we need 7 streams of income. We want money to work for us. It's just a smart move to really look at building this business through helping yourself go through the ranks, okay? First of all, we're in the 21st century, right? Social marketing is the business of the 21st century. People are going to be coming out of university and going into this industry. We are in an opportunity, just like Bitcoin. 4 or 5 years ago, if you are not taking this opportunity to build a business, you're missing out, okay? So, I don't know, people might know who she is, Kylie Jenner, all right, youngest billionaire. The youngest billionaire. She sells products, she does social marketing. Guess how much she spent on marketing last year? Nothing. She promotes her brands based on social marketing. They sell themselves. Her lip kit sold out within seconds through social marketing. Estee Lauder, they like network marketing. You just spend millions, 300 million Estee Lauder in 2018 spent on social marketing. Guess why? I am Mastery Academy. To be successful or to be a successful trader in this industry, this account, the academy is so cheap because it's built on social marketing. If I Am Mastery Academy decided to be a normal business and promote this industry, promote this, what is it that we've got, this course, it would cost you around 10 grand. It's costing us 200 quid a month. That is so cheap. To be a trader, something that will reap you in millions is so cheap, and it's because it's the model that it's advertised on. Okay, so last year, over 400,000 people in the UK, just the UK, have a business like this. It's set to rise between 2% next year. That means 800,000 people are looking for a business like this. If you are not interested nor looking at building this business, you are missing out on 800,000 people looking for an opportunity. Even Tapia, he said he wants 10,000 people on stage as a chairwoman or chairman. How many chair people are there? How many chairwomen and men? Does anybody know? I actually don't know. No, there's not 1,000, is there? 350 or so. And he wants 10,000. Does anybody know what inertia is? Inertia is the third law of thermodynamics. It means energy, momentum. When we are in momentum, you need to jump on into momentum because it's going to drive and push you without even any force. Okay, so now is the time to get plugged into this. I'm going to just leave you on a couple of tactics, a couple of ways that you can understand the brain, become successful, generate lasting relationships, build both the business side and build yourself up to be successful in this industry by just knowing why you want to do it, how to do it, and where to focus your energy. Number one, you need to focus your energy. How you start your day is how you end your week. The way you start your day says everything about who you are as a person and how your day is going to go. So there's a book that I'd highly recommend. It's called The Miracle Morning, or there's a 5 a.m. club, a 5 a.m. book. You don't have to get up at 5. But it says to create levels of personal, professional, and financial success that you desire, you must dedicate time each day to becoming the person you need to become, who is qualified and capable of consistently attracting, creating, and sustaining the levels that you want of success. Okay, There's no way you can become a trader and earn thousands, if not millions of pounds, and you don't have the mental capacity to be able to deal with it. It's how you start your day, and it could be 10, 15 minutes on a morning, away from the kids, away from your spouse, just 15 minutes to yourself, and it's called savers. S stands for silence. A, affirmations. B, visualization. I can put this in the group chat. E, a bit of exercise. R, reading. And S, it says start journaling. J, really, journaling. Now, the last thing I want to leave you on is A, for affirmations. Because the second technique is called the 5-second rule. And it's, you can Google it, it's from Mel Robbins. You make a decision, your brain is either going to tell you to do something, and you're going to make up within 5 seconds whether you're going to do it. So if you want to build this business and you get an urge to do something, oh, I might just go do a live, your brain is going to give you 5 seconds before you talk yourself out of it. On a morning when the alarm clock goes off, you're going to give yourself 5 seconds to decide whether you're getting up or you're going to snooze the alarm. Everything happens in 5 seconds. The brain is that quick. So just taking affirmations, this has changed my life. This is how I'm here today through affirmations. I'm doing the 5 a.m. club, and I had some affirmations that I can send you into the group. It was like, I attract multiple streams of income. I am healthy, wealthy. It was all to do with money. And 2 weeks later, I'm in a different company in trading, just by changing my affirmations. The reason affirmations are the most powerful things you could do is, one, what we speak about, we become about. But two, it activates a reticular activator, which is at the prefrontal cortex here. So if you were to write down a car that you want, a house that you want, and you write, I attract this house by such and such a date, I attract this car into my life by such and such a date. Your reticular activator, your brain, is going to be walking around, and it's a filtration system. So if you get into the vicinity of something that is going to allow you to get that car or that house, it's going to light up and say, it's going to make you want to go to that place or speak to that person. You have then 5 seconds to decide whether you're going to act upon it or not. So I was saying these affirmations, all of a sudden I go to Rich's house, my sister's partner's house, he talks about this company. I'm thinking, I'm doing money affirmations. Let me look at this. I chose to go to look at this opportunity. I then spoke to Bradley, which then led me here. So the only way that I am here right now is through changing my affirmations. It's the only thing that I've done differently. So I hope that's helpful. It was a bit all over the place, but I'll send some books. I'll write it down so you can read it and then apply the information. But I just want to leave you on learning mindset is going to help you become successful. The level of mindset that you operate at is a level of success that you have in your life. So now we're going to be moving on. Right, Rory, who is coming next? I'm going to be...
Jade, I've got you covered. Jade, that was awesome, mate. Thank you. I took some notes from that, and I love the whole concept of the personal development side of what you've just gone through there, because that just highlights that it's not just a journey of come in, let's see how much money we can make. It's a whole personal development journey, and I've been on that journey since 2012. Into the good books, the audios, and all that kind of stuff, and it's literally transformed my life. Totally transformed my life and how I behave as a person, the choices that I make, and all that kind of stuff. So, guys, just put some ones in the chat for Jade, because that was an awesome training, Jade. We really appreciate that, love. I know you've only been around a short while, but you're already bringing some fantastic value to the group, so really appreciate that. We've got one last thing to wrap up on, and this is going to be a really good one from a guy who I met through LinkedIn in around about June last year, and at the moment he's probably got the most momentum within Flight Club, I dare say. I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, but certainly what I'm seeing anyway, and what I'm fortunate enough to be a part of. And his name is Richie Forster, and Richie is somebody that I've never met in person. This is the great thing about the internet. We've met virtual pals and somewhat really good pals, actually. I think his missus probably thinks, oh, is it him again phoning? Because we spend that much time on the phone together. I know I get that from my wife occasionally when I'm speaking to certain people who I spend a lot of time with. But I think when you find somebody that's got so much in common with you anyway, in terms of your outlook on life, and me and I think Richie came across my profile via fitness. I'm a bit of a fitness fanatic. Since retiring from pro sport, it's been something that's kept me sane as much as anything. And he came across some of my stuff on LinkedIn, and we connected, and we got chatting. And he's almost at the level of P2000 now. It's very close. And the momentum he has got within his group through a system and a structure that he's put in place that he's going to talk about right now is going to send him to dizzy heights with IM Mastery Academy. He's a phenomenal trader. He's a great bloke. And Richie, I just want to invite you up, mate, just to finish this session off for today and tell people about the momentum from the business side. So although Richie is a great trader, he's got some serious momentum in the business side now. So Richie, if you want to unmute yourself, mate, come on. And take over to you, mate.
Thanks for the intro. Well done, everyone else as well. Some great guests there. All spoke really well. And just before I get into this, I'd like to say that I've actually taken something from most of the guys who've spoke already as well. Cameron Lal, like for instance, with his trading and his training videos and his team calls that he does absolutely brilliant. Dan with his crypto stuff, I'm making profits on some investments as well. And that just emphasizes the power in the community. It's unbelievable. Yes, the academy's brilliant, but the community is equal to that as well. And obviously, I'm having success with the business at the minute. Didn't really know much about market networking at first. I was a rope access technician hanging off wind turbines and working away from home quite a lot, 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Been doing that for about 8 or 9 years, and it just starts to get a bit tiring. Obviously, I've traveled the world, seen some amazing places, but just wanted to be home. So that was my reason. Everybody needs a reason why they're getting into this. And that was my reason. But I'd like to say, like, the success that I've been having with the business is purely from following the guides, like the guidelines that I've been given and the guidance from like Ben, Bradley. 100% couldn't have got to where I am now without them lads helping us. And obviously the people that I've brought into the business as well. The group I've got, I feel really, really blessed to have them people. And I'm actually going to introduce another friend of mine in a minute, who was the same as me, working on turbines, working away from home, missing his family and what have you. And actually come to a point where he told me he was going to quit the academy because he didn't have enough time, and he's heavily invested in property as well. So we had a little chat, because obviously he was one of the first people I got in with me. And we talked about pushing this business side. He could see the potential in it. So both of us had this vision to get away from working away from home, get some residual income whilst we learn how to trade and whilst we start to get more profitable with the trading. So yeah, we had the chat. He was ready to quit, but a month later, he's on the brink of hitting P1000. And I'll let him come on and tell you as well, but I'm pretty sure he's went from P150 to just about to hit P1000 in about 13 days. So I'm absolutely chuffed to bits to invite Stevie Moses on the call as well. If you're there, mate, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, mate. Can you hear me?
Here he is. Yes, mate. So obviously, I think it was about a month ago you told me you were going to quit the academy. Obviously busy. I know you've got lots of properties and things like that. But yeah, we had a little chat. We got into, I think it was the HFX as well, which kind of swung you, because you could see how you could make the money and the potential and the growth in that quickly, like fast cash.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just want to quickly chip in there, mate, and tell us exactly where you've gone in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, mate. By the way, if you can hear background noise, I think the wife's got Neil Diamond blasting or something random. But yeah, like Richie said, I was in oil and gas for 17 years. And that's how I met Richie in the wind industry. I've been in that for past 3 years now. So I'm the same as him. I've had enough. I want to get away from that game. Missed way too much family time. I've also been, as Richie said, I've got a property development company. Since I started that, I've been heavily into the mindset. Love affirmations. I love writing my goals. That, in fact, I don't know if you can see it. I've got the ranking system there with my goals on a whiteboard. So I'm big into that. My friends actually ripped the piss out of me for it, but it's I'm the same as Ben. Since I've started doing it, my life's changed 100%. So in terms of the academy, I had no hesitation in joining it because obviously Richie was in it. I'd have been skeptical, but obviously Richie was in it, so I didn't think twice. Just before Christmas, I think I joined up. And also, as Richie said, I was thinking of quitting. I tell you, I hate people saying that they've got no time, and I think I used that excuse because I was busy. And like you said, the HFX, just how easy it is, how quick you can earn your cash. I haven't actually been trading a lot, and when I have, it's only been with small amounts. But at the end of the day, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But another thing I wasn't interested in was the business side of it. I didn't think I was. So I just got two of my pals in, got it for free, and it just sort of grew from there. And as Richie said again, I think it was March the 13th, he put the post on for me in P150. And I'm just waiting for my back office to update. It hasn't updated since last night, but I think I'm P1000 now. So I actually got my first payment into my Skrill account last night. So yeah, another thing I like with IM is that it sounds cliche and it sounds cringy, but I love the community side of it. So you don't just join and then you're left to yourself to crack on. I love the community side of it. I mean, everyone's helped me, but Ben and Richie especially, I can't thank them guys enough in what they've done for me. Getting a P1000. So basically, that's it for me. Yeah, that's my story.
Nice one, Stevie. I just want to touch on that something else as well. If Stevie had left the academy, then your likes of your Callum wouldn't have actually. He might not even be here, and he's quadrupled his account in the last 2 weeks. So that's the power of obviously sticking with this and getting people into the business as well.
Exactly. It's not just Callum. It's Callum, Rich Ainsworth, who was my cousin's husband, my brother. So I've got some good pals in and family members. And Lee's like me. He's still getting to grips with the trading side of it. But Rich Ainsworth as well. He's absolutely smashing it. And this is all like Callum signed up 2 weeks ago, and he's tripled or 4 times his account or whatever. Like, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's that's the thing in it, and it's the power of the community. And what I've personally done with people who are coming in is like hosting like a call on a Sunday morning for all my newbies. Like anybody who's brand new, I'll host a call just for them to basically fire anything at us that they're struggling with. Because obviously we can all come onto the academy and watch videos and stuff, but there is some little parts that start to really niggle away at you and get on your nerves, and basically that you might be struggling with. So something as simple as just giving people like an hour of your Sunday for them to just ask you how to mark out the risk to reward tool, or how are you actually working out your risk, what websites you use, and how to use Tradingview. Just little things like that to help people get started. So the first couple of weeks are as less painful as possible, because coming into something like this completely brand new can be a little bit overwhelming. Well, it was for me at first, because I'm pretty sure Ben won't mind me saying this, but he'd only started a week before me when I came into this. So he was pretty much in the dark as well. I didn't know anybody else in the community really. So, and I was obviously working away as well, so I struggled a little bit for the first month or so. But now we've got this group of people. There's like 30, 40 of us. I've got my friends in there. I've got Stevie's friends and family in there. And it's just, like I say, we have banter. We do team calls, team trading calls. And I'm speaking to them all on a daily basis, which is what I love as well. And just you're surrounded by like-minded people. And that's the best thing about this. And everybody wants you to succeed. Everybody's trying to help everyone else succeed. And basically what we do when people come into the academy, This is what we've done with Stevie. He was one of the first people, and this was once again following Ben Cockane's advice. Something as simple as just making a list of 100 people, writing them down, no matter who they may be. Don't judge them from the start. You have to go into it completely blind and think, you don't know who's looking for this opportunity, so you can't rule people out. That's not your decision. So you make a list of 100 people, you voice note them, quick 30 to 45 seconds voice note, offering an opportunity to come on a call. If they can give you 20 minutes of the time, then you've got this opportunity where we're all sat here now, we're all part of it. We know the value, we know what they're going to be missing out on if they don't want to take that opportunity, which is another thing. I don't really waste much time chasing people. If they don't want to come on a call, then that's absolutely sound. I'm happy with that. I'll move on to somebody else who's interested and who's got the right mentality and the right mindset for it. And what we do is basically after that, we just do a launch call. We get as many people on that call as possible. And then your likes of Stevie Moses gets us 2 and 3. He's happy. He's not paying for the academy. We've brought some other people in. Then we do exactly the same with them. We get them to make a list of 100 people and we launch them. So basically, myself and Ben have been pretty busy the last few weeks. Everybody's just got launched, regardless of whether they want to or not, because we know it's going to help them. They're going to get the academy for free. They're going to bring other people in who are then going to start benefiting from whatever they want to do, Forex, HFX. And basically that's how the business grows. Me and Ben are obviously benefiting from it. The community's benefiting from it. Brad, everybody. And that's the thing. If we all just help each other, it's everybody can succeed and everyone can win at the same time. So on that note, I'm just going to, I think that's enough. And I'll hand it back to Ben. Cheers.
Go on, Richie, lad. All right, so I can't wait to meet them boys up in Newcastle for it. But my lad's back, by the way, so we are closing out now anyway. I am going to give you guys, first of all, if you've been on here as a guest and you've stuck it out this long, I just want to say a massive thanks and we appreciate you giving up your time. It's been a great couple of hours. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed listening to everybody else. And what I want to do before we do wrap up is I just want to thank everybody who's spoken on this call today, because it can be daunting. Even now, I've been doing this for 8 or 9 years, business outside of sport. Even now, I still get sweaty. You smell my armpits now. My wife's laughing because she always says when I come off calls, I stink. And it's because I get so excited and fired up and still a little bit nervous. So all the people that have spoke on this call today, just want to say a massive thank you. We really appreciate you. And I'm so happy and grateful. We've got people like you surrounding us and helping us become better people. And more importantly, multipliers money. I'm just going to give a little bit of a bonus session before we wrap it up. This is off the cuff. But based on what I know Rich is doing with his business now, if you get, by the way, guys, if anybody wants to leave right now, you can feel free to leave. That's all the information that was going to be originally given that's been given. I'm just going to go on a bit of a tangent now for people that want to launch the business and for people that want to make a success of the networking side. So guys, if you do want to leave right now, feel free to leave. We appreciate your time. Make sure you speak with the person that brought you to this information today and get yourself signed up and sorted. For you guys that want to just stick around, I've done this training a number of times now for people that want to launch their business and start either getting their education for free or building a business. And it's a simple but specific step-by-step process. And not everybody wants to do this. So guys, honestly, I won't feel offended if you start leaving the call now because you've got other things to do. Because this is, like I said, it's an add-on. It weren't planned. But I just want people to stay around who want to launch the business from a networking point of view, because I'm going to give you some specific details, what I've given to Richie and his guys, and that's why they're having serious momentum within their group right now. What Richie also failed to mention was he's created a prospects group on WhatsApp. And that prospects group is for people that are maybe still a little bit on the fence and they need a little bit more clarity, a little bit more time for whatever reason. And all Richie and his guys do with that group is they document their trading journey within that group so people can see the real success coming in. So it's not just us saying, yes, you can do this, yes, you can do that. There's a wider community of people that are sharing their progress within that group. And I think it's been really useful for people getting some clarity, some validation that this is real. It's not a scam. It's not a scam. It's not bullshit. People are actually making money in it. So that's something you might want to think about if you're looking to build a team. as well for prospects who are considering getting involved. But for you guys that want to launch your business, or you might even want to relaunch, you might have been around for 2 or 3 years, and you might think, you know what, it's time for me to relaunch. I've got more results. I've seen people getting results. I've got so much more to share and offer. I'm going to relaunch my business. And if you're going to do that, you can go back to people that you've already spoken to, tell them where you're at right now, and tell them why now's a great time to be involved. Sorry about that, with a community. So this is a specific process I take people through when they're getting started and ready to launch their business. Cheers, Stevie. Guys, like I said, if you need to get off, get off. Don't stick around. Stevie's done this already anyway. But the first thing we're going to do, like Richie talked about, is we're going to build a physical list of contacts. And your physical list needs to be, I always like to say, a minimum 100 people. And I know that some of you might say, well, I don't really know 100 people. Typically, what you mean is you don't know 100 people who you think would be interested in this. So you disregard them people. But that's not your choice. It's not your decision to make for somebody else if they need this information or not, this opportunity or not. The only job you've got to do is send a message and let them know you've got something that might appeal to them. Are they willing to come and take a look? That's all your job is. And that can go to anybody. That can go to anybody within your network, within your circles that you know either personally or there might even be acquaintances. So build a list of 100 names. If you don't feel like you know 100 people, open up your mobile phone, scroll right the way to the bottom of your contacts and look at that number. If that number is more than what you've got on your list, you can grow your list. So all your job is to be the messenger, to go and pass the message. Right, so you're going to build a list. When you've built your list, you're going to highlight the top candidates within your list. So you build your list first. You do not judge anybody. This is where a lot of people go wrong. They judge people, they make a decision for people, and it's not your decision to make. Get the names down on paper and then work back through the list. As you're working through your list, you're looking for people that tick these boxes. Number one, they've got the financial ability to get started. No worries. If you need to get off, guys, get off. It's cool. Richie, you've done this as well. You're looking for people who've got the financial ability to get started. You're also looking for people who have maybe got a bit of influence. So influence doesn't always mean they've got the biggest social media following. Influence might simply be somebody who is a popular figure within your network of friends, or somebody that is well respected within your community or within your family. That's what I would deem as somebody with influence. Not everybody has got 10, 20,000 followers on social media or friends on social media. But people, you may well have influence that you don't even realize you've got it, because people might respect you for what you do in life, how you live your life, how you conduct yourself or whatever. So we've all got influence to some degree. The next step is, once you've found those people, influence, money to get started, and people who are going to be coachable and teachable, so pretty humble. Once you've found those people in your list, they're going to be the people that you go to first. That doesn't mean we disregard everybody else. They just come next. We approach them people next. So if you want to move quick, you're going to block out some time and you're going to contact all these people. When you contact these people, let me just read what Dan's saying, because we had a chat last night about this. Yes, mate, 100%. You don't really, everybody's got some form of influence. A lot of the time, we just don't believe it ourselves. Jade said something earlier, what give me a bit of a slap around the face. How you speak and what you say is how you perceive yourself. So I need to stop saying I'm uneducated. I've got no education. And I need to start speaking differently. So Jade, thanks for that tip. So if you want to move quick, you're going to block out some time and you're going to start working through that list. And your voice note to those people, because I used to always say phone call or FaceTime, but the thing with that is you end up getting caught up answering questions backwards and forwards, chatting shit and just wasting time. So the voice note is the best way, because it's just a one-way conversation then. And this is exactly how you're going to speak on that voice note. And like Richie said, it's going to be 30 to 45 seconds. You're going to let the person know that you've got to be quick. Dan, it's Ben. Hope you're doing well, mate. listen, just a quick one for you. I've just got started with something. I want you to write, if you're thinking of launching your business, I want you to write these exact words and phrases down. I've just got started with something. I can't promise it would be for you, but I thought of you because. Then you're going to insert a compliment. You've got started with something. You can't promise it would be for them, but you thought of them because. Compliment. The reason you get terminology is because you want to keep the guard down. If you send somebody a voice note all excited and a bit over the top and over exaggerated, you know, saying, I've got something, you need to come and see this, you need this, you need, then you sound needy. You are being needy. You don't need anything. Your job is to just let them know you've got something that might not be for them, but you thought of them because they are a nice person. You know, the business savvy, you know, they're open-minded, you know, they're always looking to multiply the money, you know, so you're going to insert the compliment. Once you've done that, you're going to let them know that there's a call at this time, this day, what you've already got lined up. No worries, Carl, that's cool, mate. You've got a call at this time, this day, and you'd like to invite them to the call. Are you available, yes or no? That's all you're looking for, a yes or no. Now, what's going to happen on the back of this? People are going to come back to you and they're going to say, what is it? How long have you been doing it? How much it cost? When did you get started? Who are you doing it with? And all you've got to say then in response, and that, by the way, I wouldn't respond immediately because you've already told them that you're busy. I've got to be quick because I'm a little bit busy. And then you've got into your spiel. Get back to them a bit later and just let them know. Let them know that it's something that you think they might be interested in. And you can't explain it all over a text or a voice note because it's 90% visual. There's specific details I'm giving you. That's why I'm talking slow. I can't explain it all over a text or a voice note because it's 90% visual and you're going to get a better understanding when you see the information. Let me know if you can be on the call. If not, no problem. And by saying that, if not, no problem, you're letting them know you don't need them. Don't matter. You don't care if they come and look or not because it's them that's going to be missing out, not you. You need to give that vibe off that you've got something, keeping them curious. It might be for them. It might not be for them. You thought of them because of whatever reason. Let me know if you want to look. If not, no problem. If that cycle and that process makes sense of why we do it, just put me a number 1 in the chat, guys, because if I need to break it down some more, I will. I'll absolutely break it down some more if need be. Everybody's sweet with that. So that's cool. Dan Dukes, do you want to jump in, mate? Dan? I might have unmuted yourself by accident. Okay, mate. So yeah, sorry, mate. I saw you'd unmuted yourself, mate. I thought you were gonna jump in and chip in. All right, no worries, mate. So the reason we go through that exact process and that why we're speaking that way is because we want to keep people relaxed. And the way to keep people relaxed is by being chilled out yourself, but giving them something to be curious and intrigued about. And if you can nail that, process, you'll get so many people that turn up to your launch call. And I've witnessed that with Richie, with Stevie, with Lee Moses, and the other guys, Dan Buick, these guys all in Richie's community who have launched their business over the last week or so. They've all had 15 or more people on the call. And that's from working through a list of maybe 50 to 100 names to get them on that call. So by going through that exact process, your strike rate of getting people to come and look is going to be more successful. And I can promise you this, the more people that come and look at a visual and somebody talking about the information, the more chance you get people to do that, the more chance people are going to join your business. Because if people are just hearing it through voice note or you trying to text it to them, they're painting a picture, their mind is doing the work, what the presentation will actually do. Their mind is doing the work, painting up a picture, what they think it is, and in reality, it's probably even not what they think it is. So they're going to make a decision based on that. You want them to make a decision based on them seeing the information properly by somebody who you have spoken highly about. This is where edification comes into play. If you don't know what that is, just have a quick look at, you'll probably find it on Google what edification means. It just means speaking highly of somebody else, effectively putting them on a pedestal. So for example, when I speak about Brad for a three-way call, I'm working with this guy, Brad. I've known him for 8 or 9 years, a good friend of mine. I know he quit his job after 6 months. He's leading a community of over 400 people and he's making a significant income. He's going to be delivering the information. That way I've made him sound like an interesting person rather than just this kid, Brad, which does nothing for your prospect. They're like, well, who's Brad? What do I want to listen to him for? But if you put him on a bit of a pedestal, sounds interesting, then you're going to get more people on the call. And more importantly, you're going to get more people that get across the line as well with your business. So that was just a little add-on, guys, that I wanted to throw in there. So that is the end of today's session. Let me just read what Matt's asking. Yes, Matt. So when you're saying, mate, when you're saying, I've got a call at this time, this day, it's going to be hosted by me and Lukwa. I believe Lukwa's your sponsor, or Bradley, whoever your plugged in upline is. You're going to edify that person then. So we've got a call at this day, this time, going over all the information. It'll be 30 minutes, 45 minutes maximum. Can you be on the call? Because Bradley or Lukwa or whoever it is going to be hosting, and they are this person, edification. And I promise you, you get so many people on your launch call by doing that. And that's it. That's all I've got for you today, guys. I think today's been a real big success. I know most people who have stayed on this call are in the business already and well and truly plugged in. So you guys, go out there, launch your business. Whenever you've got new people come into the business, make sure that they know there's this side of the business. Dan was talking to me last night about pyramid schemes. He's now sat through 2.5 hours of this information because he gets what it actually is. And there's a serious opportunity to make money through trading, yes, through networking as well. So, guys, we're going to leave you with that. This has been an amazing couple of hours. I've really enjoyed every one of it. Like I said, just thanks again to everybody that spoke. A big special thanks to Brad for arranging it and putting it together and getting the ball rolling with it. And guys, I will see you all very soon. Get out there, build your business, make your profits through your trading, and have a great weekend. All right, see you all soon.